has shut down city parks and imposed other restrictions after more than 10,700 new cases were reported today. Most of the cases tested positive but showed no symptoms. Many city schools have switched to online classes and hospitals are restricting services. Some shops and restaurants are also closed. More than 5 million people already have been under lockdown in the manufacturing hub of Guangzhou, as well as another Western megacity. I'm Donna Warder.
KFC is apologizing for accidentally sending an automated push alert to its app users in Germany. It appeared to urge people to order food to commemorate the 84th anniversary of Kristallnacht, when Nazis terrorized Jews in Germany and Austria. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travelers said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican
broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday. We made it, everybody. Welcome to it.
Yes.
Thank you, Sean, for filling in yesterday
Not
while
a
I
problem. Was I'll be honest.
Emptying everything.
You did the heavy lifting yesterday. It was still Mike's show. I was just queuing up interviews. I had a pretty good conversation with Mr. Bob Howard in the third hour. So.
Yeah, they got their veterans dinner tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
At First United Methodist Church. Do you know what time off the top of your head?
I believe it's 5:30.
All right, get out. All you vets get out there for free dinner.
No, 5 o'clock. Excuse me, 5 o'clock. Some folks going to be showing up at 4:30. Dinner starts at 5. Entertainment, I believe, starts at 6:30.
All right, so get you a nice dinner, a little entertainment, and moves on over to the Wool Bowl for
ham dinner with all the trimmings, by the way.
There you go. Nice, and get you a nice fat round, and then head on over to the Wool Bowl and root on the Got It Rocket football team tonight.
Get yourself a nice case of meat sweats, and then head out to the football game.
That's right, and just cheer it all out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got not only football playoffs today, but volleyball playoffs as well. Yep. It's going to be a busy weekend, hopefully, of sports here for you. Our show will get cut a little short this morning at about 9:45 or so.
They really let you know who's the boss around here. It's like, man, you guys, you go to the you go take a powder. We got high school volleyball to get to.
Yeah, so they're going to put us on the bench, but so we'll have at 9:45 this morning. The Goddard Lady Rockets. They are. Of the 1 seed in the 4A state playoffs, and they won their first round matchup yesterday, which you heard most of it right here on KEND. We're in the Santa Ana Star Center, and that building is notoriously bad for us in internet. So Kelly was cutting in and out. We were trying to go. I apologize. Hopefully he's going to try to get a better spot today. But if we need to go to the phone, we'll go to the phone. But sometimes the internet gets a little squirrely. He's also hopefully maybe you can see if it's different. It's hard. There's like 4 games going on. It's crazy. There's a lot going on. So, but Kelly McDonald will have for us the Got It Rocket matchup here at 9:45. They won yesterday, defeating. Let me get to the proper part of the bracket here. Let's see, Goddard. They're going to take on Hope Christian today. After winning their big matchup yesterday, 3 games to 1. They're going to play at 9:45 this morning against Hope Christian. If they win that set, they will not play again.
They're done for the day.
8 a.m. tomorrow morning for the semifinal matchup.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose, they're not out of the playoffs at 9:45. It's double elimination till they get to the semis. Then it goes single elimination. So if they do lose at 9:45, that puts them in the bottom part of the bracket, which means they'll play another game this afternoon at 4:45, and that'll be against we don't know, but it'll either it could be Los Alamos, could be Aztec. I think it's going to be one of those two teams, maybe, because they play at 1:15 today. So then if they win that game, then they play at 8 o'clock for the semis. If they lose the 4:45 game, then they're done.
So as long as they win either game today, they're going to be playing tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Correct.
Yep.
Yes. So that's how that's set up. And we'll have all those games for you. Now, Kelly McDonald will call whatever games we got today.
Right.
Tomorrow, it'll be Coach Chris Deck. He's going to, and because
Kelly's coming back down for...
Yeah, because Kelly, after today, will be heading back to call the football game with his son at the Wool Bowl tomorrow as the Roswell Coyote football team play their playoff matchup at 1 o'clock at the Wool Bowl.
And Art is taking up arms against the sea of, elk?
Yes.
What's he going after?
I think deer.
Deer?
I think it's deer season. So
good timing, Art. Good timing.
He better bring us some meat. That's all I'm saying. Some nice
venison jerky.
Yeah, something. Sandwich. I don't care.
I've had bad luck in recent memories with people presenting sandwiches.
I did watch the Dahmer show. I think it's pork. But anyway.
I misunderstood. He said it was a pulled Paul sandwich. They just... Actually, no, he said pulled Kirk. They heard pulled pork.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll have all of that for you right here. But beginning 9:45-ish this morning, we'll end our show right after American Legion Post 61. They're going to be doing their drawing, which I'll do the rundown here in a minute. So if you bought a raffle ticket from American Legion Post 61, like over the fair or any time during that time for a sweet firearm, they're going to do the drawing on the show here in the 9 o'clock hour. So
now I'm dumb when it comes to stuff like this. If you win a firearm, you still have to go through the proper channels. Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, I think I don't know the whole details.
I think it's just like a gift card, and then you still have to go background check and all that.
Yeah. Okay. They just They
I just wonder if
they need to.
Some crazy serial killer on the East Coast that got his gun through a contest.
Yeah, no. We just don't hand him a gun and say
we're gonna vet him first.
Yeah, you don't hand him a gun and say good luck to you. No, they have to go. They have to go and take care of all of that.
Make sure to sign up for next month's auction or next month's raffle. We're giving away 40 acres. That's all you need, 40 acres and a firearm. Squatters' rights, my friend.
There you go. But so they'll do that. Now, this hour, we're going to replay our interview. Barbara Gomez and Rob Tynes with Main Street Roswell joined us last Friday, talking really just about the holiday season and some things coming up. So we're going to play that interview this hour. Mike Sheriff Harrington. I almost called him Mike Sheriff. Sheriff. That's your new name, Sheriff. Mike Sheriff. Sheriff Mike Harrington going to join us in the 8 o'clock hour and give us a chit chat and update on what's happening there. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, like I said, Long Pig Sammy. Yeah. And then, like I said, 9 o'clock hour, we're going to have American Legion Post 61 join us. Remind us about Veterans Day, the Veterans Day celebration tomorrow, which today is Veterans Day. So a big happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans out there.
Thank you for your service. Mike, thank you for yours.
Thank you. And yes, big shout out to all of our men and women who put on the uniform for us in the past. We thank you very much for your service and hope you join us and take advantage of all the free veteran stuff today. Free meals and all the stuff.
Like I said, start at one end and just start working your way down.
The crawl.
That's it.
Even if I wanted to, I don't have time today.
No, not today. Well, you could take a couple hours. Your employer is required by law to allot you 2 hours to go veterans shopping. It's like voting. They're obligated to give you 2 hours to get it done.
Yeah, that's not a thing, and probably for good reason.
Just take it all to go. You can bring it back here in smorgasbord.
That's right. Gluttony City.
Set it next to the meat sticks.
Yes. Which, by the way, thank you to Nancy Lopez. We're still
Absolutely.
eating on all the trail mix and beef jerky
That has gotten
and
us
all that stuff.
This office through some hard times
Is
last
there
couple
still
of
Fiji
days.
water left?
I believe there's one.
I'd like to keep it.
I believe that. You know what?
I have not had any yet.
Let me go see if I can reserve it for
I
you.
dib it. I officially.
got one too. They disappeared.
I haven't got any, so I need to officially dib the one, if there's one left.
I dub thee Fiji.
All right. This is called nacho water now.
Nacho water.
It's my water. I'm claiming it. Get Marvin the Martian and plant a flag on this
Lick
bad
it.
boy.
Lick it quick.
Oh, hold on.
That was inappropriate. I had to look away. I can't.
Yeah, it's officially did mine.
All right.
Normally you just do this and this, but I went directly to the source.
I don't know if you know who we work with. You think that's going to stop some of the savages?
I've got my COVID shots. I'm good.
That's it.
Just in case. I just suck it down. All right, it is 7:15.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and take a gander at our weather, which is not going to be quite as warm as it was days prior.
Yeah.
Although it didn't feel as cold as I thought it was going to be today. Yet.
The wind is starting to kind of whip around a bit.
Yeah, it is a whipping. So here is your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Cool temperatures today with a cold front dropping into eastern New Mexico. We'll stay in the low to mid 50s for the afternoon high. Could be a little bit breezy, but we should get sunshine through the day. It'll be clear and cold for the overnight hours. Our lows in the upper 20s to low 30s, and then we get sunshine on Saturday. It looks like about 55 on the high. We're back to the low 60s and sunny on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 42 degrees here in Roswell. This is a little overcast. I'd say partly cloudy from what I'm looking at, but, might be a little different what you're looking at. Humidity is at 51%. Winds currently out of the north at 15 miles per hour. We do have a hard freeze warning for tonight, beginning at 11 p.m. and remaining in effect through 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that's going to be, well, I'll tell you why here in just a second. But for today, mostly sunny. We'll hit the low 50s, high of 51 today. Winds will be out of the north 10 to 15 miles per hour. That hard freeze warning I just told you about, the reason, tonight's going to be chilly. We're talking mostly clear, overnight low of 26 degrees. Yeah, 26. In case you haven't learned in science class yet, water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're below that, 20. Hence the reason for the hard freeze. But winds will be out of the east at around 5 miles per hour. Saturday will be sunny skies, mid-50s, 54 for a high. Imagine it's going to be a little chilly Saturday morning. So if you're going to participate, which we'd love to have you do, come out with us for the Veterans Parade, which if you want to be in the parade, they're gathering people at 8:30 at either Pioneer Plaza or the parking lot there behind the courthouse, the Chaves County Courthouse in Virginia, at 8:30. But everyone else, the ceremony will start at 9 with the parade actually getting underway about 9:30, 9:45-ish. But bring a probably a heavy coat for the morning there, and then a light coat for Saturday afternoon for football. But 54 and sunny, south winds 5 to 15. Saturday night mostly clear. Overnight low of 30, south winds 5 to 10. And then for you Sunday, sunny skies, highs back into the low 60s. 61 officially with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then Sunday night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 36. And when you head back to work and school Monday, sunny, highs around 52. And not saying anything, but I'm looking at next week. And I'm seeing on Wednesday that there is a 20% chance of rain and snow. First time in this later half of 2022 seeing the word snow in the forecast here. So I'm not saying it's gonna. I'm just saying you could see something around midweek next week. Maybe. Could blow out to be nothing. There's a lot of time between now and then. But I'm just saying the word snow is on next week's forecast right now. All right, 7:19. We're going to take a 4-minute commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview we had with Barbara Gomez and Rob Tynes with Main Street Roswell. They joined us last Friday in the 9 o'clock hour talking about holidays and things going on with Main Street Roswell. So we're going to play that interview for you next after this. Don't go away.
Fall is here, but it's not too late to get to Graves Farm and Garden and stock up on green chili in mild, medium, or hot, as well as dried red chili, perfect for Thanksgiving and seasonal recipes. Plus, firewood by the cord, delivered and stacked. Now's the time to stock up on hay bales with Sudan and alfalfa in both small and large bales. And the Graves Farm store is open Monday through Saturday, 8:30 to 5:30, and Sundays 1 to 5. 7.5 miles south of Roswell on the Old Dexter Highway. Graves Farm and Garden, where locally owned means locally grown.
Chimera Independent Physicians offers world-class health care right here in Roswell. With their state-of-the-art facility, your family can receive expert care from many specialty doctors and experts covering oncology, hematology, neurology, rheumatology, endocrinology, primary care, and internal medicine. Lab services, radiology, and infusion center, all without leaving our community. Chimera Independent Physicians, located at 400 Military Heights Place, near the corner of Country Club and Military Heights in Roswell.
How often do you think your way is the best way? Every time, right? How often do you find out that your way isn't the best way, but you keep trying to make it right even when you know it isn't? More than we would like to admit, don't you agree? In Proverbs 3, Solomon says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." Have you been relying on your own wisdom to live your life, but things just don't seem to be going very well? Are you lacking peace and contentment in your life? Maybe it's time to look to the Lord's wisdom to guide your life instead of your own. I'm not saying your life will be perfect when you follow Jesus, but you can find peace and contentment no matter what the circumstance. He leads you in the right way when you follow him every time. And even when life is hard, he will give you the strength and love to make it through.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist, and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
It's that time of year again. The 41st Annual Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show. Friday and Saturday, November 18th and 19th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Featuring a variety of handmade creations by artists, artisans, and crafters from New Mexico and Texas. Mixing returning favorites with many new exhibitors. This year's featured artists are Becky and Galen Bach from Midland, Texas, displaying their truly amazing creations in women's apparel. Plus, delectable treats, including the ever-popular pumpkin rolls and cookies by Deborah Lucas. Delightful mini donuts by Karen Hendricks, and delicious meals by Eli's Bistro. Enter to win great prizes, including an American flag, a cornhole game, a framed signed Gordon Snideout print, a beautiful cowl neck sweater, and even a $100 gift certificate to Pepper's Grill and Bar. Proceeds to benefit the Assurance Home, the First Tee of Southeastern New Mexico, Royal Family Kids Camp, 4-H program, and Roswell's local high schools. Admission is only $2. Kids 12 and under are free. The 41st Annual Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show. Friday and Saturday, November 18th and 19th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds.
You can't hunt camels in Arizona, but you can buy them. They go for about $10 a pack. Here's Mike Winters.
Good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from Main Street Roswell, of course, the executive director, Barbara Gomez, and your latest, your newest.
One of our newest board members
as well here, Rob Tynes as well. Good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Well, congratulations. By night, he is a board member on Main Street Roswell.
That's correct.
But by day, he's running the Westlake Hardware here, the Ace Hardware here downtown.
Right.
So
This guy is the Energizer Bunny. He runs everywhere fast and gets things done quick. We went down Main Street yesterday, day before, and we're trying to spend some more time with the stakeholders on Main Street. And guess what? Rob pretty much knows everybody.
Well, great.
I mean, I'm meeting some of them for the first time, and they're like, "Oh, Rob, I've known you forever."
So it sounds like you might be part of the greeting committee. I don't know if they have one of those, but you might be created, and guess whose chair?
From Walmart downtown. Yeah.
Right.
But well, first off, congratulations, welcome, and I know you guys are always looking for great qualified people to serve on that board. And I'm guessing just because Rob's here doesn't mean you guys are good now. You probably could still use a few more.
Actually, let's see, was it in August and September?
Mm-hmm.
We've had 5 new board members join Main Street Roswell
Excellent.
board, and they're all very qualified. They all come with different strengths and do a lot of different things.
Well, that's the great
in
thing about a
community.
board like that.
Yeah.
You know, if you have
Lots
one
of
that's
energy.
but if you got
Lots
those
of
guys that,
ideas.
you know, okay, you got a lawyer or an accountant, okay, well they're going to
Funny.
And I imagine with your skill set with being a general manager of a hardware store, and that comes with a lot of definitely additions that can help to theirs.
Right.
Of course, for folks that don't know, I mean, Westlake Hardware is always involved with community things, helping nonprofits either by giving them stuff or providing them a place to do their thing or whatever. And so he can take that concept to the Main Street board.
You know what? He
that.
comes in all the time saying, "Oh, I got this great idea." We say that we want to do something. He's like, "Oh, I've got that stuff at my store. I can donate it. I can give it to you at
Plus,
a
he's
discount."
got a pretty cool closet, right?
I know.
We need a
He's got
grill. I know a guy. You know,
I think I can get one of those.
I need some. I need some hardware to fix it. I think I know a guy.
I know a guy that does that. The first time I met Rob was during the UFO festival, and I got from him an apron. You know, those utility aprons.
Oh yeah.
You know those
ones that are functional.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
and that worked really
Not
really
just pretty.
well for me because you're carrying your cell phone, you've got pens, you've got notes, you've got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I told Rob, "Do you have any more of those? I'd love some for Main Street." Guess what? He's getting us some.
Nice.
So we're going to have some to be able to use.
Those might have become uniforms before you know it.
Yeah. Hey, and
recruiting while I'm on the street.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So we're here in November already, Mike. We're here. I can't believe it's already November and it's cold outside.
It is the holiday spirit, and here's the thing. I'd say about a week, 2 weeks ago, maybe that they've started putting up the holiday lights here in the Main Street corridor.
Yes, they did.
And they're not done yet, obviously. But it's starting to look a little like Christmas downtown. And
it is.
And so, and now that it's getting dark in the mornings again.
Beautiful this morning.
It's kind of a highlight for me coming into work and getting to see, especially with the last couple of days, they've got construction going on North Main as a resurfacing.
Right.
So you're down to one lane and all that, and you're like, but then you get downtown and you're like,
it looks really great.
Again, so.
Yeah, Jesse McDaniel puts that up for us in his group. We've got a couple of great people, specifically one of our community partners, Wendy. And, she just organizes this whole thing and makes sure that we have lights. She gets sponsors. Jesse starts putting the lights up about middle of October, I think it is.
Okay.
And they'll stay up all the way till the 1st of February.
Yeah, they are.
They're there for a
the
little bit.
extended holiday season because they're pretty to look at. I'm not gonna
Everybody
lie.
likes them. They don't want us to take them down.
And to be honest, you guys probably get a few complaints like, "Why did you take the lights down?" It's like,
we do. It's
electric bill. But B is we want to keep it special for the holidays, and it's kind of like we were talking, McDonald's because you sponsor, and there's a reason why the McRib is so special because they only give it to you a certain amount. And these Christmas lights are kind of the same way. Granted, we keep them up a lot longer than the holiday season per se, but
because
November
they're not too Christmassy. They're just lights.
They're plain white lights, the LED. They're the advanced ones with all that.
People take pictures up and down that
it's pretty,
street, and
especially if all the trees are roughly around the same size and everything. The way they are,
the way they're
it kind of gives that sweet uniformity and kind of it accents what the rest of the town.
City character.
Absolutely. You're absolutely
right.
See,
because we can't put things across the street anymore like we used to be able to. So this way, we still have something going on Main Street that makes it look and feel like a big town feel.
It adds to, when we get to the holidays and we have the light parade and all the things we normally have as tradition here in Roswell, it definitely sets the tone for all of that, too.
Yeah,
So.
and we can't wait to tell you all about what we have going on in Christmas, but we're going to wait for just a little bit because we got to get past November. We got to get past all this.
Some small business and Black Fridays to worry about.
We got all kinds of stuff to talk about.
We get to Christmas. So where you want to start?
Sure.
First Friday. Do we have anything for tonight?
I'd love to talk about First Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, we do have some great things going on. Like I said, Rob and I went and visited a few of our merchants. And this is happening not just today, you guys. This is happening throughout the month.
Okay.
Because this
is like an extended.
This is an extended
First Friday.
Well, that's what I was telling Rob. Rob says you're here to talk about First Friday on First Friday, so it's kind of late to talk about First Friday. So I would like to better say it starts on First Friday and goes on throughout the month.
Especially with November here, because I know. Many of us are probably, as you should, be thinking about Thanksgiving right now, and you're thinking about, but pretty soon you're going to be, and of course, right after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, some of the biggest marketing days of the year are going to be happening, and Main Street Roswell's heavily involved.
Yeah, and you need to get started on those things really, really fast. So let me start first with, I want to tell you about this only because I think Rob and I believe it was our favorite place to stop at, is Sweet Baby J's. If you have not been to this bakery, you are missing out. Just to let you know, their hours are Friday from 11 to 8 and Saturdays 9 to 2. And you're thinking, wow, they're not open very often. Well, no, they don't have a big staff.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean that you can't order something special from them. They
Absolutely.
do. I didn't know this. Rob and I just found out about this the other day, that they rent out their venue.
Okay.
For parties, wedding parties.
And they're right on 4th and Main there.
Yes, right there. Yeah, right there on Main in the corner of Main.
Is it 4th and Main?
4th and Main.
4th and Main.
4th and Main.
4th and Main, right catty corner there to the courthouse and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and we've got a chance to speak with Jerry, and she makes some amazing things. So items vary each weekend with a few of our best sellers available every week, like get ready to make your mouth water, pecan pie, key lime pie, chocolate chip cookies. Other goodies we'll have this week is Galaxy Brownies, cream-filled croissants, tiramisu, caramel apple pies, stuffed cookies, and more.
Dang.
They also do some sugar-free type things.
Okay.
They do gluten-free. All the remaining Halloween items are going for 50% off. So if you've seen all those fun cookie designs, and apples and cakes.
Awesome.
So that's all happening over there.
And you can lie. There's a rule. You can, and what I mean by this is you can
lie about. What are we going to lie about?
I'm not to them, to your family. What you do, the move is you go and you buy your pecan pie, or with the holidays coming up here, and you're like Thanksgiving pie, and go buy it there, and then lie and tell all your friends you made it from scratch, and they're gonna they will not mind as long as you actually pay for the stuff. That's what they care about. But you can go and tell your friends you made it from scratch, and then you might out yourself later when they ask you to do it again. You can't pull it off, but
you have to go shopping again.
Cross that bridge, and you can go buy another pie.
Right.
They state that they were going to take orders up till a certain point.
Okay.
Get your
orders in for Thanksgiving now. But the earlier the better. That way you can, especially if you're wanting something kind of unique or something that requires a little bit more work for their part, give them the time to do that. So
but you can find her, of course, at sweetbabyjsbakery.com. So if you want to order something, go by and see her.
Nice.
That was a great shop. I mean,
just buy and eat it there.
That's true. Just buy and eat it there. But go by there tonight.
That's right.
Really.
Get you a car pie.
Get a fork. Eat it on the whip.
Just had to sample.
Had to do that. So that's what she's doing today. Another business that's doing something really, really fun is He Cats. Wanted us to talk about Apollo's Den. I don't know if you've ever been in there.
I'm not familiar,
no. She's the one right north of Subway.
Okay.
And she's got all kinds of mythical dragons and Celtic gifts. And
I walk by it all the time.
Fairies. And
I've never actually been in.
She's just got some amazing things. She says she's got Green Man gifts, and I'm not sure what that is. I think I'm going to walk over there and find out what she means.
I do not know. I don't know if my Roy or Sean know more about that. I do not. I do not know.
She said that you can go in there to find unique gifts for hard to buy and for an eclectic person, or a teapot or cup
if you have
for your
collectors,
mom.
It sounds like people that like to collect things, or if you like You have someone that likes the mythological and loves that that fantasy type stuff.
Oh yeah.
There are probably some cool gifts that person on your list would love to own. So check them out.
We also talked to Cameron over at She's a Dandy.
Okay.
And she's saying she's also doing Shop Small. So we are all going to be doing Shop Small this month.
Because they're all small businesses.
Because they're all small
business. These are the glue that holds Main Street together.
That's
here.
right.
Yeah.
Small Business Saturday's coming up, but they're starting a few things early already. So if you buy $50 or more, you can get one T-shirt.
Okay.
So she says she's ordering more this year than she has before.
Great.
And so it's a good time to go in and see She's a Dandy. If you've not walked in there and looked at their shirts,
they're awesome.
Great. They are awesome.
They do a lot of unique stuff, requests.
Custom.
That's what I meant. Custom. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Handmade requests, basically. So if you're like, always wanted this on a shirt, they'll
do it.
I mean, as long as you're not dealing with copyright issues or any of that kind of legalities, but yeah, they'll be happy
to do
all
all
that. They have all
kinds of designs and all types of T-shirts, all types of material.
Yeah.
V-necks, regular necks, round necks. Rob, why don't you tell them a little bit about some of the places that you got to see that he was like going, I didn't know this was here.
The ones he stumbled upon.
I really enjoyed CNS Design. I think that's some really
CS.
great CS Designs.
You keep trying to give them an in there.
And it was really awesome to see some of the things that I was unaware that they carried.
Okay.
So some great holiday gift ideas.
Okay.
Great atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Especially if you're into charcuterie boards or wine or beverages.
So if you like to have your little get-togethers, parties, things like that, they probably got a lot of accoutrement to help with that and things like that.
Around the back there, they've got a lot of room back there. It's really kind of cool how they've taken, what are those things called?
Crates.
And she's made them into tables, pallets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And turned them into functional or art
places.
or whatever.
So if you want to go do something with your kids, you can go by CS. Now you got me saying CNS. CS Designs. Go see Cheyenne. She's got some great stuff in there.
Nice.
You can do some painting with your kids.
Okay.
You buy something, a little wood.
So it's as much of a little art studio as it is a store, a boutique to shop for gifts and things.
And
okay.
Let's see, another thing that she's doing, which I think is really, really,
this is a great idea.
really, really special. She's calling it Small Business Saturday Pop-Up.
Okay.
And what she's looking at is she's looking for small business owners who do not have a brick and mortar yet.
Okay. So if they're an online-only business.
So they're thinking, I'm online, but I'd love to transition to a brick and mortar.
Gotcha. Okay.
She's got a big area. So she's hosting an event on November the 26th, which is Shop Small Saturday.
Okay.
And so she's inviting anybody that's out there that's wanting to try it out.
Okay.
Kind of like an incubator.
Now, is this limited to like merchandise or can like food trucks show up?
I'll tell you what she says. Let's say, who do not have a brick and mortar store and would like to participate in Small Business Saturday.
Okay.
Limited space
So
and no.
In theory, a food truck, unless they own a brick and mortar.
I asked her about food. I think she said no, but it was more kind of like maybe
more for like arts, crafts, things you make. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or maybe you're wanting to
But
sell.
imagine if there's an entrepreneurial food truck out there. Say, hey, do you got anybody serving food at this event? I can come out and give her a call. Let her know.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I think. Wait a second. I think she is going to have some type of food items. I don't know what she's going to do for that.
Okay.
But you can call her, text her. She is at CS Designs. She's at 318 North Main. So I thought it was a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Because that ties right into us, which is.
And I imagine, too, she could probably, as a business owner, with her designs and that things, and help and even probably work with some of these businesses if they're trying to jump into the brick and mortar side of their business.
Yeah. And I think maybe, with this will grow. So something that we do every year or maybe once, kind of like this during this time.
Sure.
I'm even thinking it might be cool to have some advisors, you know what I'm saying, there. So maybe you're saying, I don't even know how to jump from, being a truck or being an at-home
making
online,
that next level move.
That next level into a brick and mortar. And another thing that we as Main Street Roswell can provide for them, we can say, look, this building is open, this building's available on Main Street.
Your real estate
we do have a
license. No, I'm just kidding. They don't have that. But no, they have where you can go and kind of, it's like a classified for the Main Street area. And so if there's properties or offices that are available for lease or purchase here in the Main Street corridor, which is more than just Main Street, by the way. Yeah. It does follow a few streets on either side here.
Yes, it does.
But that's in there. So if you're new to town or you're wanting to move into the Main Street corridor, that's probably one of your first resources to kind of go and say, hey, they got several properties in this building or this one's open or whatever.
Right.
And we do have quite a few in the Main Street corridor that are looking for tenants right now.
Right.
So.
Yeah, we are. And actually, our corridor, as you call it, starts over on the other side of McDonald's on 8th Street all the way down to Alameda Street. And on the sideways going, the cross streets, east and west, they go to Virginia and Richardson Avenue. So as you're thinking about it, even the ones down the street, like the 3rd Street, 4th Street, 5th Street, you've got Martine's Capital Cafe, you've got La Gran Victoria, you've got the small what is that? The little miniatures?
Yeah, the miniature
museum.
But don't you even go back to like where the Historical Society?
No,
is
actually,
is that on the edge? Is that outside?
That's outside of our corridor. But interesting that you should mention that because we are actually looking into expanding our corridor.
Okay, to maybe cover that
the historical area and to cover the railroad district.
Okay, which that would make perfect sense because that's kind of becoming the arts and entertainment district of the downtown area. So it's kind of evolving into part of downtown anyway.
It just is. And of
so.
course, you've got the barbecue place, Backdraft BBQ.
Yeah.
They are on Railroad.
Yeah.
But, they're pretty much as much of part of Main Street as everybody else is.
Absolutely. Yeah. I always consider that part of Main Street anyway, even though it's not technically officially. I just kind of, lumped it in with there because it just works,
Yeah, it does.
And let's face it, if you're downtown here shopping, that's just a 2-block walk over to the if you're like, hey, I want some of that Backdraft barbecue, or I'm going to do the hook and ladder challenge, or the one that Casey from the show couldn't pull off.
That wasn't here, was it?
That was.
Really?
Yeah, Backdraft Barbecue was on Man vs. Food about 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was Antigua's, Bewitches. It was right when Bewitches first opened. That's when they were in town. And, they went to those, but they did the challenge at Backdraft. And basically the challenge was they had to pretty much eat everything that Backdraft sells on the menu. And it was this big cookie sheet with ribs, brisket, beans, all the sides too, the coleslaw, the everything, mac and cheese, everything they have was on this. And the guy, the host of the show, Casey, he's pretty good at these challenges too. He's no slouch. He could not finish that challenge. Backdraft Barbecue beat the Man versus Food one.
Wow.
In his particular one. But that was all a Backdraft.
Well, I'm sorry I missed that.
Yeah.
But we've got to make sure to include him in what we're doing.
Absolutely.
But in case you missed it, we did get money. In case you missed it, we did get $2.1 million towards the park. It's not a park. It is the Market Walk. Is that what they're calling it? The Market Walk. It is right there you're going on 2nd Street before you get to the railroad station.
Yes, okay.
Going south.
I know what you're talking about.
Where the distillery is going to be.
Yeah, the East 2nd area just off Main.
And going south from there. So we did get some money to get started on that project.
Okay.
I'm sure we're going to need to ask for more, but the state was giving capital outlay money, $10 million, and we got $2.5 million of that for Roswell. So
that'll
that's pretty cool.
At least hopefully fund a chunk of that project.
Yes, at least a big start on it.
Yeah, good deal.
So it's going to be really, really cool there.
Well, and that's just been something that we've been kind of, we as a city and a community for years is kind of rehabbing, and that's been a project that's been going on here for, I don't know, 6-7 years. I mean, just slowly as different entities have moved back into that area and kind of rehabbed and refurbished, and the Haiku venue, all the different things that are in that little cluster there.
And if you'll notice, as soon as something happens such as that, and somebody builds something or somebody rehabs something, or somebody opens up another business, it just encourages everybody. Everybody wants to try to make theirs look better or look, buy property around them. I mean, even going down, I'm trying to think of it, 4th Street on the 2nd block past Virginia. There's a building there on the right that they put, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but they put wood on the outside of it. It looks really cool. It was a building, I don't know how old it is, but it looks really cool.
You know what I would love to see someone take over? And I've heard rumors for years that they're going to do it, but I've never actually seen anybody do it.
What's that?
Is the old Carnegie Library that's farther down 3rd Street.
It's
here.
all redone.
Is it redone?
It's completely
Is it? 'Cause
redone.
I
It's
don't-
not open yet, but it's
Okay.
completely
Because I hear
redone.
there's stuff going, but I'm like, I don't see any activity going on over there.
Yeah.
So it's a different building inside?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they
I
have
kind of
work-
walk by from time to time, and it kind of looks the same on the outside.
No, I mean they redid
Well, good.
over
I'm so
on
glad
the,
because
on
that's
the
a-
west
that's a
side.
great
they did
facility.
They've
It's
done
a
a
historic
lot
facility.
to it. It is.
Yeah.
Do you know that was it? Well, obviously it was a library.
Originally.
I had a chance to walk through that.
So
when
what
it
are they going? What is it eventually going to
I
be now?
heard it was a restaurant.
That's
but
what I heard too.
I heard it was a
Like
restaurant,
a little
but I'm
coffee
not
shop,
yeah.
restaurant type thing.
Yeah,
or
with a little outdoor
cafe.
area. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we need more restaurants. So if you're a restaurant out in the boonies,
You see
and
where I
we're
work
moving-
every day. You see where you work at. How handy would that be just to walk up the street for a
Yeah,
second? I kind
yeah.
of would dig that. Just
I mean,
saying.
I mean, we do have Stellar Coffee, and they
We
have
do,
and we have, they
but I
have
don't get to walk
sandwiches.
that way very often.
Yeah.
So let me go walk that way for a little.
Yeah. So we do have, like I said, Shop Small. So I'm going to let you have
this way,
this.
actually. Yeah.
But let's go Shop Small.
Yeah.
And we're not just talking Shop Small on Main Street. You know, patronize everyone that's got a small business.
Absolutely.
Help them out during this time.
And I've said this, and to be honest, I don't know the exact percentages. I'm just ballparking here,
Mm-hmm.
but they always say when you shop in a local business, local mom and pop store that's not a chain, that's not it's just a one-off or a couple local locations, something like that. A larger percentage of those dollars stay in Roswell. It's like something like 75 cents on the dollar stays in. Or I don't know that.
I don't know the
my
numbers
numbers are
either.
off, but that's what I heard years ago. Versus like a box store, like your Walmarts, Targets, Home Depots, about 30, 35 cents on every dollar from those stay.
Yeah.
And then, of course, online, unless it's a local business online, none of that comes here.
Yeah.
So support our local merchants.
Yes.
Shop in our stores downtown, even the big box ones. We get a little bit of that. So you are helping the community by not shopping online.
That is true.
And
That is
shopping,
true. Like you said, unless you're buying something specifically from Roswell.
Yeah.
And a lot of our stores do have that.
And all that
online
money,
shopping.
for folks that aren't familiar, comes back to the city in what's form of gross receipts tax. And so the state, and you love this, hate this, or whatever it is, the state says, we deem you've earned this, and we're going to send you down this money. Is it accurate? That's talk to your elected officials about that one. But that's the process, and then that's the money that they use for the general fund. So when they want to fund the police, to build the roads, add whatever at the park, or expand, that's where that comes from. So
That's
by
another great reason to shop local.
exactly.
Another
So when you
great
come in and
reason
visit one of
to
our Main
shop
Street
the
merchants.
small
All of that,
businesses.
a larger percentage of money goes back to building parks and building things in our community.
Of course, I'm sure you know this already, Mike, but the biggest reason, or the one big reason that Main Street Roswell groups came up, just like Main Street Roswell, Main Street New Mexico, Main Street America, the reason it came up is because at one point everybody was moving off Main Street. They were moving to malls. They were doing suburbs and moving
looking for greener grass.
Yeah,
greener
and
pastures,
all of a sudden, main streets were dying everywhere. And that's the last thing you want for your main street to die. You need to keep it vibrant, where things are happening. That's why we at Main Street Roswell try to do everything at the courthouse lawn, try to do fun and interesting
kind
things.
of the most visible spot in the Main Street district.
Yeah,
there.
And of course you drive by there, so you stop by and see what's going
You're
on.
always curious. Hey, what's going on along there? And could be a prayer thing. Could be First Friday. Could be Piñata Fest.
It could be. It could be just about anything. As a matter of fact, coming up really quick, and it's high on your radar, which is, of course, Veterans Day on the 11th. Is that right? The 11th?
Yeah, it'll be. We'll celebrate 1 week from tomorrow, Saturday. Today's still Friday, right? Yeah, just making sure. My life's been crazy.
Yeah,
Is it still Friday? But
is it next Friday now?
It's the 12th or whatever that Saturday is. Yeah, that's next week.
Yes.
Right?
Next Friday.
Yeah, that's next. Well, the parade stuff's on Saturday.
That's right, the 11th and 12th.
Veterans Day is actually Friday, the official Veterans Day. The citywide parade and everything will be on Saturday. We're asking everyone gather at the courthouse lawn or Pioneer Plaza in that little vicinity. You can park behind the courthouse in Virginia. There's some parking in Pioneer Plaza and on our side of of Main Street as well to get your spots. And then about 9 a.m., we're going to have a short, I say it's about 45-minute ceremony. We'll have a few guest speakers, scouts. We're going to do our little thing there. And then we'll have the parade that will move towards the Wool Bowl. We'll head north towards the Wool Bowl. So we'll go down from Maine, from there at the courthouse, 3rd, 4th Street, that ballpark, to I guess was that
I think
College?
You're going 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
I think 4th or 5th Street. So you head up.
And then we'll head towards, and then we'll go to the Wool Bowl. And then after that, we're going to have some booze. They're going to have, like, I think the National Guard's going to bring out some stuff. We got some various, I think, there's going to be a car show out there. So they're going to be stuff you can hang out and visit for,
wow,
for
so
a couple hours.
They've expanded it. That's great. That's great.
We plan for everything to be done about noon, 1-ish, whenever. But we would love to, come out this, that Saturday morning and do the ceremonial part. But we'd love to have you join us at the Wool Bowl parking lot there afterwards, and it'll be food and stuff, especially veterans. A lot of people want to give you the veterans some stuff and things like that. So so that's kind of that's the kind of the flow for the day there on the 12th there.
So we made sure and let our Main Street people know that it was going to be Veterans Day and the parade and everything, so that they can make sure and look out, maybe come out and support if they can. So
hey, if you want to run in the parade with us, love to have you. Come be a part. Put your stuff on there. Grab a veteran, throw them in the car with you. Come on, let's have some.
And it's free, isn't it? All you have to do is just show up.
Show up at I think they said
0900. Yeah, I think that's what Commander
check her out.
Lee.
0900. Check you out.
Well, this is I'm learning. Commander Lee's like Barbara.
I was joking because Sean asked me earlier about the O thing, and we were joking. I said, well, if you go by if you remember the movie Good Morning Vietnam. With Robin Williams, and there was a line that he said in that movie. He goes, "Oh, it's 0530. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early." So that was that's always been my running joke. What's the O stand for?
That's how you remembered the right way to say it, right?
Oh my God, it's early.
I thought you were going to say good morning.
Yeah. Oh, the Good Morning Vietnam. No, but that was one of his little. That's what I always to this day. That's always stuck in my head. Is what's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early. But yeah, so 0900, 9 a.m. to lay folk that Saturday morning. So come out tonight. Come out and some of the businesses will be staying open.
Some will stay a little bit later, but you don't have to wait till tonight. Come out today. There's all kinds of stuff. I know it's a little windy out, so come on out anyway. There's all kinds of fun stuff to look at.
We got lots of buildings that shield wind.
Grab some coffee, go over to Moon Man and find a T-shirt or two. He's got some great items out there.
Yeah.
And just a little bug in your ear. We're getting ready for Christmas. I won't talk too much about it.
But more to come.
Yeah, more to come. But just to let you know, our theme this year is Christmas at the movies.
Ooh.
Oh, now, who doesn't like Christmas movies? Let me see. What's your favorite one, Mike?
Of all time, or
just any movie?
Yeah, all right, this one's moving up my list.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm ready to proclaim it an all-time favorite, but it's becoming one of my top 5 funny ones I enjoy watching every year.
Okay.
Fred Claus. Have you seen that movie?
I don't think I've seen that one.
It stars Paul Giamatti as Santa Claus, and
I think it's on my list of movies.
Oh shoot, what's his name? Vince Vaughn.
Okay, well, he's always
plays
funny.
Fred, Santa Claus's brother. And so the whole premise of the movie is Fred's a little jelly over the spotlight of his brother. He's kind of the dumb kid, or the kid that can't do anything wrong. He doesn't, and then so it's like a redemption story for him. Nice. And then it's a rekindling of the relationship. Kevin Spacey's in it as the bad guy in this one. It's I don't know what it is about that movie. It just every time I watch it, the jokes, everything just hit right with me, and I kind of dig that movie. It's called Fred Claus, and it's a nice, lighthearted
when we were
Christmas
out,
movie.
When we were out talking to some of the merchants, many of them were saying, "Oh, I know exactly how I'm going to decorate my window. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do elf. I'm going to do."
I think the big one was already decided, the National Lampoon's.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to work with on that one.
So we are having
Elf would be another one. I think it's got a lot to work with. Christmas Story, which by the way they're getting a new one.
Yeah.
HBO Max, I think here in a couple days, like maybe this weekend, they're releasing what in essence would be a sequel to A Christmas Story. And I from what I understand, it's Ralphie, the main kid. Yeah, it's him as an adult with his own family. And he's trying to recreate the Christmases of his childhood for his family. So he takes the family back to the home where he grew up there. I'm not sure if it's Cleveland in the movie. It's Cleveland in real life. But,
right.
But and so I believe him, He's original from the movie. His little brother is also the Scott Farkas, the bully. There's like 4 or 5 original cast members that were kids back then are now adults that are going to be in the new, and it premieres on HBO Max I think this weekend.
This weekend already.
Yeah.
It's never too early for Christmas, is it?
No.
Oh,
well, they're already starting now. So, yeah.
So anyway, look for us, you guys. You want to find out more about empty buildings. You want to find out what's going on Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
Look for us on mainstreetroswell.org.
Mm-hmm.
You can find all kinds of information. You can find out forms. You can sign up for being a vendor, food truck. There's all kinds of stuff you can do to
absolutely
volunteer.
Always looking for more volunteers to serve in various things.
To be in the parade, by the way, which we are having the Electric Light Parade this year.
Oh yeah.
So there's all kinds of fun.
We've got
things.
a movie theme, Christmas movie theme to put together on that.
Yes.
One, so.
Our what's our movie? I can't remember what it's called. Rob, what is our movie? Polar Express.
Oh yeah. That's a
this
classic.
year is going to be Polar Express free movies on the courthouse lawn. So we'll come back. We don't want to talk too much Christmas.
To all that, yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk to you about
come
Christmas
out this
later.
weekend. Come out, shop. Don't forget, support Small Business Saturday and Black Friday. All of that. Don't forget your Main Street merchants. They're probably going to have, to be honest, the best unique deals for you.
That's right.
Here downtown and the greatest customer service. Because if you're kind of, especially with holiday shopping, where you may not be the most knowledgeable person on the thing you're buying because you're buying it for somebody else, let their expertise kind of guide you. To make the right choices there for your gift.
Yeah, I mean,
what makes Roswell unique downtown is the fact that the items that we do see in the local shops from the merchants are one of a kind.
Yeah,
they're not like you're going to see it in every store.
Sure.
Hey, Rob shopped in every one of them already.
And plus they know their products. Yeah. It's not like and don't get me wrong, your box stores, your hardware stores. Yeah. I get it. They're convenient, but when you're trying to buy like cookery or something that's kind of a niche market or something that you need, but you're not, I mean, it's like, it's a pot. What do I know about pot? And let them say that do nothing but study this very thing that you're doing. Let them tell you the difference and why this particular pan is better than this particular pan. And that's where and let's face it, the box store, if you ask a question like that, to be like, I don't know, it's they look at the box like you're looking at the box going, it says here, it's green.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but even going over to Roswell Mercantile, Adele's got some wonderful wood items there, furniture. I mean, just
with
you guys.
New items coming in.
New items coming in. So, yes, please don't miss out shopping on Main Street.
Absolutely. Again, I encourage you to like and follow Main Street Roswell's Facebook page. Yes. Just type in Main Street Roswell on Facebook. Maybe throw an NM in the search there. It's actually
just Main Street.
I mean, if you're just doing a search.
Main Street Roswell.
Yeah.
And we also have a stakeholders page, and those are for people that are right on Main Street.
Okay.
You can join the stakeholders page and hear about what's going on specifically for you, a stakeholder on Main Street.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're definitely a business merchant on here, it probably behoove you to be a part and listen in on that meeting.
Yeah.
Just
to hear what's happening.
Exactly. Good deal.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you here next time and appreciate it. Welcome to the board here.
Thank you.
And we'll see you hopefully.
Next time I'll bring another board member. How's that?
Sounds like a plan. Like a plan.
Thank you.
Now, hopefully they got to top him though. That's the problem.
Now they got the problem.
Now they got to top Rob.
It's going to be hard.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mike.
It is anytime. It is 9:56. Quick.
I'm Bernie Bennett. Stocks had their best day in a long time. Correspondent Ben Thomas reports.
A government report showing inflation slowed in October cheered Wall Street. The Dow surged 3.7% on the news, more than 1,200 points, closed at 33,715, while the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq Composite registered even bigger gains. Consumer prices rose at a better-than-expected 7.7% annual rate last month. I'm Ben Thomas.
Cryptocurrency prices plunged for a second straight day after crypto exchange Binance said it was pulling out of a deal to purchase failing rival FTX trading. Bitcoin sank for a 2-year low after Binance confirmed earlier rumors that it was ready to back out of the FTX deal, struck between the CEOs of the two exchanges Tuesday. Facebook parent Meta is laying off 11,000 people as it contends with faltering revenue and broader tech industry woes. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bernie Bennett in Washington.
How often do you think your way is the best way? Every time, right? How often do you find out that your way isn't the best way, but you keep trying to make it right even when you know it isn't? More than we would like to admit, don't you agree? In Proverbs 3, Solomon says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." Have you been relying on your own wisdom to live your life, but things just don't seem to be going very well? Are you lacking peace and contentment in your life? Maybe it's time to look to the Lord's wisdom to guide your life instead of your own. I'm not saying your life will be perfect when you follow Jesus, but you can find peace and contentment no matter what the circumstance. He leads you in the right way when you follow him every time. And even when life is hard, he will give you the strength and love to make it through.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
If a sports injury is keeping you from the physical activities you love, the sports medicine team at Artesia General Hospital can help. Their orthopedic specialists and physical therapists work closely with you throughout diagnosis and treatment. No matter the injury, from ACL injuries, golfers and tennis elbow to foot and ankle pain, they'll get you back in the game. Appointments are available in Artesia or Carlsbad. Request an appointment at artesiageneral.com/sports.
Fall is here, but it's not too late to get to Graves Farm and Garden and stock up on green chili in mild, medium, or hot, as well as dried red chili, perfect for Thanksgiving and seasonal recipes. Plus, firewood by the cord, delivered and stacked. Now's the time to stock up on hay bales, with Sudan and alfalfa in both small and large bales. And the Graves Farm store is open Monday through Saturday, 8:30 to 5:30, and Sundays 1 to 5. 7.5 miles south of Roswell on the Old Dexter Highway. Graves Farm and Garden, where locally owned means locally grown.
Hugh Hewitt is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
Nicole touched down in Florida as a hurricane Thursday, and the storm sent homes along the coast toppling into the Atlantic Ocean and damaged many others, including hotels and a row of high-rise condos. At least 2 people were killed.
That's correspondent Donna Warder. President Biden's student loan debt giveaway scheme ruled unconstitutional by a Texas federal judge. U.S. District Judge Mark Pittman writes, "No one can plausibly deny that it is either one of the largest delegations of legislative power to the executive branch or one of the largest exercises of legislative power without congressional authority in the history of the United States." White House says it disagrees and will appeal. The president traveling to 3 international summits overseas.
The president's first stop is Egypt, where he will attend the UN climate conference. Aides say he goes there with momentum after signing legislation that will spend $375 billion to address climate change. The president will then attend an Asian summit in Cambodia before meeting with G20 leaders in Indonesia. 2 major foreign policy topics will be front and center during the week-long trip: Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the increasing influence of China. Greg Clugston, the White House.
It's Veterans Day, and with so much else going on, military affairs analyst, retired Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis, says it's important to pause to honor those who served and those who still do.
Just had an election, and we're looking forward to other holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas. We have to reflect on just the basic freedoms that we enjoy.
The Dow is down 104 points, and NASDAQ up 30. More on these stories, townhall.com.
I'm Lance Wallnau, Christian author and evangelical leader, here to remind you that God's gifts should never be taken for granted. Take, for example, your retirement savings. You've worked hard for your money, and God has rewarded you for that. Now, with record inflation eating away at the value of the U.S. dollar, those rewards are literally being taken from you. But there is a way the faithful can fight back. By diversifying your retirement account into gold, your savings can be protected. And that's what God wants. Even better, a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group allows you to transfer your current retirement funds into gold without fees or penalties. To see how it works, text the word FAITH to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs. That's FAITH to 989898. Take action right now, and I pray that your family is blessed with continued prosperity.
A high-profile event in the Middle East now includes Israel. We get the story from the Media Line's Michael Friedson.
Israel is present for the first time as the renowned Bahrain International Air Show lifts off at the Gulf State Sakhir Air Base. Observers credit the 2020 Abraham Accords for making the breakthrough possible. Bahrain joined the United Arab Emirates, Morocco, and Sudan in signing normalization agreements with Israel. Although some nations in the region continue to reject the economic opportunities presented by the accords, those who did are boasting billions of dollars in new revenue through the cooperative efforts of the signatories. Nevertheless, that Kuwait removed its logo in order to distance itself from the embrace of the Israelis, and Oman pulled its airline's participation altogether, is not dampening enthusiasm among Israeli participants. I'm Michael Friedson, Town Hall News, Jerusalem.
News and analysis at themedialine.org and townhall.com. Decades later, debris of the destroyed Space Shuttle Challenger has been found resting in the sand at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean.
It's one of the biggest pieces of Challenger found in the decades since the accident, and the first remnant to be discovered since two fragments from the left wing washed ashore in 1996. Divers for a TV documentary first spotted the piece in March while looking for wreckage of a World War II plane. NASA verified through video a few months ago that the piece was part of the shuttle that broke apart shortly after liftoff on January 28th of 1986. All 7 on board were killed, including the first school teacher bound for space, Krista McCullough. NASA's Kennedy Space Center announced the discovery Thursday. Bernie Bennett reporting.
Supply chains, Russia's war in Ukraine, the impact of COVID-19 are top of mind for Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen as she meets with Indian leaders today in New Delhi. Among others, Yellen holding talks with the Indian finance minister. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tabloid said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Los Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Look what's back.
I saw. I noticed. The B.O.B. is
the
back.
Big old biscuit.
Happy Veterans Day.
Yes.
To all of our folks that serve.
Thank you to all of you for your service.
Absolutely. Each and every one of you appreciate your service and take advantage of your freebies today.
Just reminds me of a story I can't share on the air.
But yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Take advantage of it. You earned that. You earned the privileges that people are affording you.
I believe it's Denny's is a free Grand Slam.
There's a whole bunch.
I think most
Golden
of the
Corral usually does a free meal
Golden
for
Corral,
veterans.
Most of the steak places are doing like a free dinner.
Yeah.
I think something along those lines. Of course, the veterans dinner is going to be happening tonight at the First United Methodist Church, starting at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Ham dinner with all the trimmings.
Nice. Yeah, come out and they'll have a little program.
It's good ham, Diane.
Ham is one of my favorite meats.
Ham is up there.
Yeah. I mean, I love a good steak. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. But you give me a piece of ham, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah. Good slice of ham. Especially, ham is really, it's such a inert meat that it's really all about how you prepare it, what you put in it or with it.
Sure.
And
you ever had fresh ham?
Like straight off the pig?
Like not smoked. Like cooked fresh.
Probably.
Yeah, it's different.
So.
It tastes good. It's
like bone-in ham. Yeah, I've had.
Yeah, but it's not smoked.
No.
Basically, it's not, it's cut off the pig.
Right.
And then you roast it or whatever instead of, because usually like you get ham like at the store or that's a smoked ham that you heat up.
I think I've had it once and it was like young, real young. But
yeah, fresh ham. Usually they'll stuff it. I've had it. When I had it, it was been stuffed and with some kind of stuff. I don't know what it is. I don't remember what it was.
You ever had steamed hams?
Maybe.
I was trying to see if I could pop Roy.
I don't know. Is that the ham in the can?
It's a Simpsons reference.
Oh, it's a joke? Mm-hmm. Okay. I didn't watch all 33 years of The Simpsons, so I missed a few.
It's an old Skinner family recipe for hamburgers.
Be honest, I'm more knowledgeable in the early years of The Simpsons.
Now?
Well, I mean, just in general. I didn't watch. I haven't. Like, that's when I watched it regularly, was like those first 4 or 5 years. I haven't watched it regularly in probably 20 years.
Yeah. It's funny. I haven't regularly watched The Simpsons or gone out to watch it in any form or fashion in like a decade and a half.
Yeah.
And yet still almost every single day, something will happen that will trigger a reference to The Simpsons.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the
show is so ubiquitous. It's just, you're always going to find some kind of way to reference it.
And then when it's been on for as long as it has, and people always like, see, it's predicting the future. It's like, well, after 30 years of creating content that's relevant for the current times, they're bound to hit on a few.
They actually referenced that.
Yeah.
In this season, in an episode this season, where Bart from the future goes back to the first episode, Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire, and future Bart tells them all about all these things they need to remember that are going to happen so that they predict them, essentially. So he sets them up to be like, Donald Trump's going to be president. Wait, what? And it was this whole thing. So yeah, he basically they fixed it canonically in the series by saying that future Bart is the reason that Simpsons predicted everything.
So we got parallel universes or something going on.
That's right, Mikey.
The beauty of cartoons.
Indeed.
That's why you'd never see a live action show last as long as something like The Simpsons.
Right.
It's almost physically impossible.
I think Gunsmoke was the longest running scripted series before. It was like Gunsmoke and Ozzie and Harriet were the two that The Simpsons beat out.
Gotcha.
I think Ozzie and Harriet was first, and then Gunsmoke was the next longest.
Okay, so, that makes sense.
Let me rephrase that: scripted non-daytime TV, because, obviously,
prime time,
as the world turns and stuff.
Sure,
like that.
those go on for 50 years too. Matter of fact, the one that Kim always watched, Days of Our Lives. Yeah, that one that's still going, but they moved it to Peacock, and so my wife has officially boycotted Days of Our Lives.
That's odd. That was her line.
That was her line. Now I'm curious, because and I'm a mark. I ain't gonna lie. I own a lot of streaming services, and I spend a lot of money on TV. Why? I don't know, but I do.
You tend to put your money in the things that you love.
Yeah, which I it's not like I don't use these things.
No, exactly.
I do watch them regularly. So, but yeah, I have Disney Plus, I have Paramount Plus, I have Netflix, I have Hulu, I've got HBO Max. I've got Apple Plus.
I don't have Apple Plus. I have all the other ones except for Paramount. I don't have that one.
And then I got a few freebies that your
but
that I
that's the
downloaded.
thing is, I almost never use any of them. Like, I keep them, for the kids and stuff, because the kids watch Disney Plus and for Bluey and stuff. But most of my time is spent on YouTube, and I pay for a YouTube Premium account.
Yeah, that one I don't have. I don't have
reason.
A premium YouTube account
because I don't like. It's funny. Somebody who makes ads for a living, I don't like ads.
But I ain't gonna lie. The more I'm seeing the Peacock stuff, the more I'm like, man, they're going to make me eventually get Peacock.
It's looking, the Community movie is going to be on there. Other things, I've been seeing some really good stuff that's supposed to be coming.
Yeah.
So
that's my only thing. And I'm just like, man, not another. Like, I don't pay for ESPN Plus because I don't care that much about sports. I do pay for Sunday Ticket.
Right.
Because of my Washington Commanders. I'm a masochist, and I have to watch that debacle every Sunday.
Sure.
So, but I gotta do it, and so I spend a lot of money on television. But I'm curious if I break down and say, all right, there's enough content on Peacock now that I want. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I dug the Young Rock Show, and I'm about a season, or now they're in the third season. I really missed the second season. I didn't really watch much of it. So I kind of want to watch it, but really the only way I can watch it now is through Peacock, and I don't want to watch it that bad. But if they, like you said, a community movie, they start throwing in some other things, I'm like, all right, I'm going to, whatever they're charging now, $6 a month or whatever it is.
If they have a free trial, I think I'm going to hold out, if for no other reason than because I'm curious, to the end of this month when WWE who was on Peacock, they're going to run their Survivor Series War Games. It's bringing back a format that hasn't been done
on a like national level since the WCW back in like the early 2000s.
Okay.
The 2 ring, steel cage, 5-on-5. I'm curious to see how they're going to pull this off. I would pay for that month just to see that and a couple other things, and then just bow out.
So let me ask you, because I just assumed Peacock was NBC properties. Is there anything else that's in there?
It's NBC Universal. So basically all the properties of
Universal Studios. Okay.
And
that's where the wrestling comes in.
They've signed contracts with. If you go over to like the tabs, like different channels, there's several at the top. I think it's like NBC Sports, Telemundo, I think is one.
Okay.
Univision, I think is maybe another one, and then WWE is up there.
Because that's the thing. It's like, to be honest, in all of the channel, like your network programming, NBC is probably my least watched of the bunch.
I would say probably, I would agree with you on that.
You know, the few shows I've checked out over the years have been more like I liked like the Young Rock, Keenan's show that I think got canceled. I watched with Don Johnson. Remember that? It was on for like 2 seasons. I watched that.
The reason he left SNL?
Yeah. I think it's canceled now.
It never works out. The series that whoever leaves SNL for, it's never a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to go movies.
Whatever happened to Bobby Moynihan?
He shows up.
He was big.
Yeah. He had a show for a minute.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing with Horatio Sands. They gave him a series, and it just tanked.
Yeah.
Don Johnson was on SNL?
No, but Don Johnson was on Keenan's show.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, he was. He played the father-in-law. The premise of the show was Keenan lives with his brother, his children, and his father-in-law. His wife has passed away. I think she had cancer or something like that. Keenan was the host of like a Good Morning America local version of like Good Morning Toledo or something. I don't know what city he's in. And so he was the host of that show. But so basically the father-in-law, Don Johnson, lives with him. His brother's like his manager. And so they help raise the kids. So it's like a family missing the mom kind of thing. And that's life. And I think it lasted like 2 seasons. And like he was kind of having he was friends with his best producer, but it's kind of like, are they friends? Or do they secretly love each other? Kind of. And so they play that angle the whole time.
I watched a thing yesterday on YouTube that was talking about how one of the most exhausting tropes of like 80s, 90s, and even early 2000s sitcoms is one of the members of the parental units having been killed or just not being there.
Yeah, that's a dartboard. Like when they throw ideas to put a show together.
You name any show that was a hit from like the 90s or 80s or 90s, missing parent, Full House, just the one dad.
Yeah.
It's like step by step. Well, 2 parents coming together.
Yeah.
It's because that was the way the studios were addressing divorce back when it was starting to become more prevalent.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Urkel's whole family.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Where in the world did the rest of Urkel's family go? They don't show up not one time.
Yeah. Well, see, now that the NBC's they're trying to do for like a Friday night lineup.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with Young Rock, and they brought back George Lopez. I think it's a different show, but it's like Lopez versus Lopez or something.
Basically,
but it looks a lot like there's some of the similar people from the original George Lopez show, at least in the trailer I saw. But maybe I'm wrong. I didn't watch. It's been out a couple episodes. I haven't watched it.
Hot take.
Yeah,
George Lopez is one-dimensional. He's got one.
I'm not a Lopez
joke.
Yeah,
and that's I'm Mexican. I talk funny. That's his like one. I mean, granted, it's a big board to draw from.
Yeah.
But it's just the one thing. He's never really branched out. That's why I love Gabriel Iglesias, because he's the fat guy, he's Mexican, but he does so much more than that.
Well, he incorporates his life. And here's here's my take on George Lopez. And I used to enjoy his sitcom that he had back in the
his
early
first
2000s
stand-up
or
was
whatever.
some of my favorite stuff.
I liked it too.
The whole Why You Crying thing, I love that.
I tell you though, shortly after the George Lopez show finished, he did an HBO special, like a major. That might be our guest.
I think our phone's ringing.
He did a major HBO hour special.
Okay.
And I remember watching it, and I remember not liking it. Like I felt like he was trying to, doing the Mexican jokes and all that. But I don't know. At some point, it seemed dark. Like it seemed like he was more like bashing on white people than he was promoting Mexican. And that's where I
watched a lot of the Lopez Tonight when he was on TBS, and that was
that was okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just never felt like it hit.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm not taking away from Lopez. He's, as I spoke and said, he's one-dimensional. All those bits that I love of his start flowing back into my head, like the whole Esprit, Pepsi, all that. Like he's a good comic. It's just he's a little one-dimensional.
Well, there's 3 words or a reason why he's got a new show, and it's on Friday night premiering. Beverly Hills Chihuahua. That's why he's that way. Have you seen that movie?
I've unfortunately seen
that was
movie.
a sellout paycheck.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, good Lord.
Nobody did Beverly Hills Chihuahua for the art.
But that's where I think he jumped the shark bad. And then people are like, oh, you're trying to have street cred, but you're doing Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where alienated people. Like he was trying to do stand up where he's getting a little more racy, a little more getting more racial. And then he does Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
One could argue that most, if not all, of the major celebrities that you can think of have done that exact same thing. Like the one that popped into my head was...
I think it hurt Lopez.
Personally. Oh, it definitely hurt Lopez.
Yeah.
But if you look at... and so the example left my head as I was thinking of it. Several actors have done that thing where it's like, well, I'm just going for the payday. I don't think anybody was going into Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel, thinking it was going to be a cinematic masterpiece.
Right.
It was definitely a good vehicle for Jason Lee.
I know, but Jason Lee also did family-style shows that were embraced a little better. Like My Name Is Earl was like, it was a little racy, but
that dipped a toe into family.
Yeah,
it was a lot more than the. Would you like a chocolate-covered pretzel?
Yes, but Jason Lee was endured by families at that point, and that's when he did the Chipmunks movie. And quite frankly, he got paid.
Oh, he got fat paid on.
There's a
those
difference between
movies.
him and George Lopez. I don't think he's still like he's still cashing Chipmunks checks. I'm pretty sure George Lopez ain't cashing Beverly Hills Chihuahua checks anymore.
Yeah, no.
And if they are, they're like 3 cents because someone actually downloaded off of Fiverr or something, or one of these free ones.
Have you seen that one where there's a Howie Mandel clip of him on that show, Make Me Laugh or whatever, and he's and he's a monk with a hood, but he's got chips taped onto him, and he's going, "I'm a chipmunk." Boop,
that sounds
boop,
about Howie Mandel's speech.
I'm a chipmunk.
Yeah. Well, he was very much a prop comic in his early days with the whole blowing up the glove on his head.
Yeah, that's the one that pops in everybody's head.
That's kind of his. That was. I mean, he wasn't full prop like Carrot Top, but he would throw one in every once in a while. Yeah. So, Sheriff is here.
Yes,
I assume. Sheriff Mike Carrington's here, so let's go ahead and.
I was going to say the steamed hams is a regional dialect.
It is
for hamburgers.
Upstate New York.
Oh, I've never heard people from upstate call them steamed ham.
Oh, it's an Albany expression.
Yeah.
Oh, Albany.
Mostly,
Okay.
it's centered largely in Albany and nowhere else.
Okay, because I was about to say my upstate New York fame was like Binghamton area, and they never said steamed ham as a burger.
You should just drop it at your next family gathering.
Yeah, my grandmother called it Hamburg.
Oh yeah, the hot hamburgers.
Yeah.
You ever have yourself a hot hamburger steak?
Yeah.
That's actually okay. So a hot hamburger sandwich is a completely different sandwich from a hamburger.
Is it?
Come to find out, yeah.
Okay.
They reference that in Trailer Park Boys, hey, hot hamburger sandwiches. That's like it's served like open face and it's loose meat.
Oh. Okay.
But, yeah.
That's not how my grandmother fixed it. We never had bread. It was just like meatloaf almost, but it was patties. And she'd say, "Here's Hamburg."
And you called them steamed hams, even though despite the fact that they're clearly grilled.
Mostly enjoyed around Aurora Borealis.
So is it made of beef, the steamed ham?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Just curious. Just, follow along. All right. Well, thank you for that enlightening information.
Hey, glad to help.
Get you a steamed ham for lunch today.
And by the way, thanks to the fine folks at McDonald's.
That's right. It is Friday. We haven't done any of that yet. I'm so sorry. I've got so wrapped up in Veterans Day and everything else.
Hey, steamed hams get into a man's head. It happens.
Maybe McDonald's should create one.
Create a steamed ham?
Why not? It's a regional thing. All right, 8:22. Let's pause for weather and a quick commercial break, and then we'll talk with Sheriff Mike Carrington on the other side. Don't go away.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Cool temperatures today with a cold front dropping into eastern New Mexico. We'll stay in the low to mid 50s for the afternoon high. Could be a little bit breezy, but we should get sunshine through the day. It'll be clear and cold for the overnight hours. Our lows in the upper 20s to low 30s, and then we get sunshine on Saturday. It looks like about 55 on the high. We're back to the low 60s and sunny on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect, and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
It's that time of year again. The 41st Annual Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show. Friday and Saturday, November 18th and 19th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Featuring a variety of handmade creations by artists, artisans, and crafters from New Mexico and Texas. Mixing returning favorites with many new exhibitors. This year's featured artists are Becky and Galen Bach from Midland, Texas, displaying their truly amazing creations in women's apparel. Plus, delectable treats, including the ever-popular pumpkin rolls and cookies by Deborah Lucas. Delightful mini donuts by Karen Hendricks, and delicious meals by Eli's Bistro. Enter to win great prizes, including an American flag, a cornhole game, a framed signed Gordon Snideout print, a beautiful cowl neck sweater, and even a $100 gift certificate to Pepper's Grill and Bar. Proceeds to benefit the Assurance Home, the First Tee of Southeastern New Mexico, Royal Family Kids Camp, 4-H program, and Roswell's local high schools. Admission is only $2. Kids 12 and under are free. The 41st Annual Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show. Friday and Saturday, November 18th and 19th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds.
How often do you think your way is the best way? Every time, right? How often do you find out that your way isn't the best way, but you keep trying to make it right even when you know it isn't? More than we would like to admit, don't you agree? In Proverbs 3, Solomon says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." Have you been relying on your own wisdom to live your life, but things just don't seem to be going very well? Are you lacking peace and contentment in your life? Maybe it's time to look to the Lord's wisdom to guide your life instead of your own. I'm not saying your life will be perfect when you follow Jesus, but you can find peace and contentment no matter what the circumstance. He leads you in the right way when you follow him every time. And even when life is hard, he will give you the strength and love to make it through.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Hi, this is Mikey, General Manager at Roswell Nissan. During this Thanksgiving season, Roswell Nissan would like to thank all of our valued customers and thank you for putting your trust and confidence in Roswell Nissan. Roswell Nissan will be closed this Thanksgiving to spend time with our families and back to regular business and burning off all that turkey and gravy on Friday. We know you have a choice when buying and servicing your vehicles. Thank you for choosing Roswell Nissan. We won't settle for less than what's best for you. Happy Thanksgiving from all of us at Roswell Nissan.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
Fall is here, but it's not too late to get to Graves Farm and Garden and stock up on green chili in mild, medium, or hot, as well as dried red chili, perfect for Thanksgiving and seasonal recipes. Plus, firewood by the cord, delivered and stacked. Now's the time to stock up on hay bales with Sudan and alfalfa in both small and large bales. And the Graves Farm store is open Monday through Saturday, 8:30 to 5:30, and Sundays 1 to 5. 7.5 miles south of Roswell on the Old Dexter Highway. Graves Farm and Garden, where locally owned means locally grown.
The inventor of Pringles is buried in a Pringles can. I wonder if they got their hands stuck putting him in there. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 27 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, he's going to work out after this, so he's got his workout gear on.
Yes.
Sheriff Mike Harrington with us this morning. Morning, Sheriff. How you doing
morning.
today?
How are you? I'm doing great.
Good deal.
Glad to be here, and it's been a very exhausting week, but it's been a good week.
Yeah.
So, you know, with the elections and everything going on, and so many different things going on within our community that are preparing for Veterans Day and which we're
tomorrow morning.
So yeah,
Sheriff's Department's going to be out and about helping and kind of keeping the flow of things
sure
going.
Will.
And so it's a rolling parade, is what is the term, right?
And so we're doing this the same way that we do, like when we escort the schools out of town, or if we're doing even a funeral or anything like that,
a procession,
or when we did the toy run for the motorcycle groups, we run through town, and it doesn't take as long, and it doesn't shut down the road for as long. And
you don't have a bunch of cars waiting for the parade to go through
and
beforehand.
Right.
And everything.
And I'm all about, I'll tell you this, I'm all about shutting that road down and having people lining up and taking a lot of time. But the veterans can't afford to pay what it was going to cost to have the Roswell Police Department.
I can attest to that, as I've seen the books, and yes we can't afford it.
No, you can't afford it. And so that's where we stepped up and said, no, we will do this, and
we appreciate it.
We're gonna make this a good thing, and it's gonna still gonna be good. So I asked that the people of Roswell and Chaves County come out, line the roads, and honor these veterans.
Sure.
I'll tell you this. I went to the green light deal
on Wednesday,
courthouse, yes, and that was a great thing. Got to honor some people, but the green light bulbs they put out that they gave out for that, those were pretty nice.
Yeah, Excel Energy stepped up at the last minute because we had of course County Manager Bill Williams and Mike Espiritu who kind of spearheaded that program.
Yeah, Mike looked pretty good in his Air Force outfit, with the chief stripes,
I didn't realize he was a chief,
Chief Master Sergeant.
Oh, you don't mess with a chief.
That's what I told him. I said, when I was in, they walk into a room, you gave them more respect than a general. Really.
Exactly.
That's how it works. So
I to this day, I will never forget. In my squadron, I saw our Chief Master Sergeant come in, and we had a second lieutenant new to the squadron.
Right.
Butterball, we call him Butterbars. That was the nickname for a second. That is the lowest officer rank in the. But he's an officer.
Yep.
Which he outranks any enlisted because
he's
an officer.
Private in the.
But it's like a private in the officer world.
Yeah.
So technically, a second lieutenant outranks a chief master sergeant.
Right.
Technically. However, reality knows that chief master sergeant's probably been in it around 20 years and knows the military, the Air Force inside and out, knows the thing. Yeah, at least. I'm just depending how long he's been chief or she's been chief. And they run the show. I mean, the only other officers that chiefs kind of have to step and fetch for is generals.
Yep.
Even colonels.
Yep.
And higher
majors.
Officers will take a second step to a chief because no one messes with the chief.
Yeah, I saw it firsthand. Even the senior master sergeants, when they'd walk in, because usually the senior master sergeants are your first sergeants.
Yeah.
They come walking in, and it would just do that, bring so much command presence to the area. And so when I seen him wearing that, I tell you right now, his name is Chief to me now.
There you go. He's now Chief.
You know what? You never give that up.
Yeah, Chief.
And,
once you're Chief,
once you're Chief, man, you're there.
It's probably like Sheriff or President or any of those titles. You just keep them.
Yeah, you earn that.
Yeah.
And, that's important. So
but
yeah, I was very impressed with everybody out there. And like I said, we as a county need to do more for the veterans, I believe. You just don't. We just don't do enough to recognize those who are going into basic training, those who are serving in the military, those who have served, and those who have died. We have the holidays and we have things, but the turnout just isn't. It really isn't advertised as much. We don't. We'll advertise the state championship football game more than we will the parade that is going on tomorrow. And I believe that all of it's important.
Sure.
But really and truly, these are people who gave it all.
Well, we've been promoting the heck out of it, so I hope we get a good turnout, and I hope we get.
Me too.
We'd love to join us out there. Now, if you'd like to be in the parade, if you have some vets and things, I know we've got our Veterans Transport, which is a great organization that serves our community. They're going to be picking up a bunch of veterans from some of our assisted living places around town.
Yes,
but if you'd like to participate in the rolling parade as being a vehicle in the parade, we're asking that folks gather. There's no pre-registration or nothing. Just come on down, 8:30, and you can gather either in Pioneer Plaza,
right, or
behind the courthouse in the parking lot off Virginia there. Where the vehicles are gathering at those two locations, and then at 9 a.m. we're going to have a presentation on the courthouse lawn there at the Veterans Memorial, the big memorial there right in the center of the lawn. We'll be doing it there. We'll have a presentation. We're going to have a few guest speakers. Tom Blake's going to be doing music. We're going to have the Scouts laying the reeves, doing the traditions that we do. Sean Nicholson, who's a member of our American Legion post, he's a Marine. He's going to be our guest speaker. And I think folks will enjoy what he has to say. And then that'll last about half hour, 45 minutes.
Right.
And then as soon as that's over, the rolling parade takes place. We're gonna move. We're gonna be on Main Street, gathering there downtown.
Right.
We're gonna move north to the Wool Bowl.
Yep. So it's gonna be back. It's gonna be different than the original or the regular parade.
Yes.
We're going north instead of coming south, and it's gonna be for me. This is gonna be great, and we have the one side traffic that we're going to have blocked off, and it's going to be fantastic. I think it's going to go very smooth.
I think construction's done between that or the repaving and in between the Bull Bowl and downtown here. So I think I was a little worried all week of that going on. Like, is there going to be a road for us to go down? And it looks like everything shifted south of 3rd Street now. So it's pretty good here, but. Love to see you come on out, meet us here on the courthouse lawn or Pioneer Plaza right there about 9 o'clock.
Yep.
And then roll with us up north.
Yep.
And then come to the Wool Bowl because everything's gathering at the Wool Bowl. There's going to be a car show there.
Yes, there is.
I know some other booths and things. I think the Guard's going to have a few of their,
right.
I like to call them toys. That's not what they are, but the toys and things like that. Yeah. And we'll go to about noon, but then we got to leave because we got a playoff game at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
With the Coyotes have their playoff matchup tomorrow afternoon. So we'll call it a big tailgate party for football right before that. And so we'd love to have you come out and then come to the Wool Bowl parking lot and hang out with us afterwards.
Yeah, and we just asked the police come out and honor these guys. Yeah. And like I said, and then stick around for that football game.
Yeah, and hopefully we're root on a
Hopefully
Coyote. We got a Goddard Rocket win tonight and a Coyote win tomorrow afternoon.
That's what we're asking for, yes. That's
I would imagine you've probably got a hunk or percentage of your sheriff's department there probably that served prior to putting on the badge as well, too. So I imagine some of those deputies this tomorrow and today is a little more special
and
for them.
And it really is. And so for me, I was in the Air Force, and that's why this is so important to me, and that is why I've dedicated this the sheriff's office time to do this parade. We're going to escort this thing, and it's no cost to nobody.
Yeah, we do.
And it's going to be fantastic, and it's going to be safe. And so we're asking, just come out there and celebrate these people who have made a choice to serve. And that is my whole thing. You just need to be a servant, and they have done it, and some have given all. So
Absolutely,
we've got to get out there and really show that we are thankful to them.
Absolutely, yeah. We thank you, and thank you, Sheriff. I know you and your department they do an amazing job of helping out each year with veterans and supporting the veterans. You know, even not on Veterans Day, your deputies and yourself are involved with veterans things all the time. So
the American Legion gave us a whole bunch of bears that have the all the branches of the service little patches on them, and those things go like hotcakes. They go out pretty fast.
I heard that you'd made a request for some more because you guys were running low on them there too. So I know the auxiliary and the Legionnaires are working Thursday nights trying to get you some more bears here.
Yeah, so they brought me some more. So it's good, but it's like I said, we try to get that out there, and we just want people to know that we are thankful for those who protect the Constitution of the United States of America.
Absolutely.
And so that is so important to me.
Well, you and your deputies are doing the exact same thing.
Yes.
They're doing it on a daily basis.
Every day.
That's something that we always thank our veterans, and the role in the veterans is a very important thing. But But, I always think the same way. It's like, but you don't get it. Our law enforcement does what the military does at a higher, in a more dangerous level for the most part, on a day in and day out basis.
Daily basis.
I personally think we should have a law enforcement day that is on par with Veterans Day, that we treat law enforcement the same thing. And guess what? We give every law enforcement person, just like Veterans Day, Golden Corrals and all, everybody's free dinner for our law enforcement. I think we should have a law enforcement day because it's the same thing. It really is.
There is a saying every time I hear something where an officer was involved in either injured or involved in something traumatic, I always hear the same thing, and that is, well, they knew what they signed up for. Well, the reality of it is they have the heart to serve. They have the heart to go out and protect, but nobody expects to ever be the one who is injured, or the family doesn't expect them to be killed.
Yeah. Well,
and so for us, it is a reality, but it shouldn't be treated as though it should happen.
Well, when I hear statements like that, I always retort back, well, why aren't you using that same logic when a criminal is killed because of the actions they did? And everyone wants to blame the police. I'm like, well, you just said the cop signed up for what they did. They know what they're getting into. That person chose to break into that house or chose to commit that crime. And I would throw that back at you. It's like, well, then why aren't you using that logic for the people that they're protecting you from?
Yes, exactly. And I will tell you one thing that I know, and I've been doing this, just like I said, this is 27 years for me. And one thing that I know in our area, in the state of New Mexico, period, because I've dealt with the law enforcement agencies all over the state and through the sheriff's conferences and stuff like that. I am so impressed on how, one, they will put their life out there, and they chose to do that.
Absolutely.
And they serve and they serve people. And we're at a time right now where that just doesn't happen. The way the world is going now, it is a very individualist life, and they like to. Everybody wants what's for me.
Gotcha.
And so when I see my deputies come into my office or to the sheriff's office, and I see them every day coming in to give and to be a servant, it really just strengthens my faith that things are going to get better.
Absolutely.
That we can get back to, because you got to teach and you got to really put it out there to people, because they just forget. I just cannot believe how fast people forget the bad things that happen, and they don't learn from it.
Yeah,
it's not learning from it.
It's one of those things. Yeah, when it's 9/11. They say never forget, and there's a percentage that never forget.
Everybody through the border.
But there's a lot of people that have forgotten.
They've forgotten. Oh, no, I watched it. I see it every day.
Yeah.
And so that to me is something at the sheriff's office that we work hard on. We try to treat you as though, you're a person. We're going to treat you right. But we're serving you first.
Absolutely.
Protecting just comes. There's no issues about that. But serving and protecting is what we do. But service is number one.
And that's just it. I've seen, just with your department alone, seeing enough out there that whenever your deputies ever come into one of these situations where they come across where there's a fatality in that situation or something tragic happens, every single time your department's transparent on everything that's going on. It's like, and so if you look at the videos, the things that you guys have released to the public over the years, you look at it and you're like, you could see there was multiple attempts to stop it from getting to the point where it got to.
That's exactly right.
And that's the unfortunate thing that we all need to understand is no deputy, no law enforcement official ever, I don't care what department we're talking about here, is going in ready with guns blazing. That's the last alternative. So when it gets to that, there was a series of attempts to de-escalate it before it got to that point. The person that is probably ended up dead here escalated it by their actions.
That's exactly
and that is, we can have the conversation about mental health all day, but when you're sitting in a barricaded situation with people sitting there, now's not the time philosophize about life in general.
Right. Yeah.
We're safety first,
That's
and
right.
then we will work it up
Protection
pieces later.
Yeah. And you're exactly right. And that's something that it's hard to teach somebody. It's hard to teach the world right now what exactly is going on. They see it. This is the thing. You're seeing the video. You're seeing everything. But you're not hearing things.
Mhm.
You're not smelling things. You're not feeling things.
Using the other senses that your law enforcement use,
that your
and
law
are trained
enforcement
to.
are using. And one thing I see on TV all the time now, and it looks so real, are dead people. And you have movies with all this good work that's done,
Sure,
and really looks like a crime scene, and
Yeah.
it looks and they show the dead body. But the one thing that it doesn't show is the smell.
Mhm.
There's no way. I wish the TV would blow out the smell of death.
If they could figure that technology
because
out,
nobody would watch that again.
Sure.
They wouldn't watch that stuff. They wouldn't want to be around that stuff.
Right.
And I've got guys who are going into that, and then immediately turning around and going doing a community service event.
Mm.
And they're just having to
That
deal
takes
with that. Yeah.
That takes a lot of mental discipline to be able to
it does.
transition from that
But
way and
that's-
not let one impact the other.
Exactly, and that's
Yeah.
and that's exactly right. And I went out on a scene one time, and the person was inside the house for more than a couple weeks, and the smell just consumes your clothes, your body, everything. And then right after that, I had to go into a class at the sheriff's office for learning how to use the new telephone system that we brought in.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to stay in that classroom because of the smell coming off of me, and that was just what stuck to me.
Yeah.
That
Of course,
had,
they're like, shower. Needs a shower.
and at the scene, it was so bad.
Yeah.
But,
Well, you don't
but
realize how much you take that home with you,
You
and
sure
all that
do.
over the
Yeah,
days. I
you
mean,
do.
this
Yeah.
is why law
Yeah.
enforcement's tough.
Yeah.
It's
tough.
they got the physical, and
Yeah.
to be honest, I imagine the hard part is not the actual calls and the actual.
Right.
It's dealing with the aftermath, dealing with the processing of
yeah.
what you're seeing and doing,
Right.
and all of that. That's why, we've all watched enough dramas about cops and talking about divorce rates and all the mental health issues that officers have because of the nature of the job. That's the real hard part.
And that's why I really push community events,
Mm-hmm.
because I want the guys to not deal with the bad all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to go out and see what good there is. I want them to see, look, this is a result.
Mm-hmm.
These people are able to come out here and freely have a good time and not feel worried
Yeah.
that something is about to happen. Because
Absolutely.
we are out there working and putting the bad guy
That's
away.
why you guys love doing the fair.
That's right. Oh, I
Veterans
love
Parade,
that
all these
stuff. Oh,
things
yeah.
that your deputies are always
all
out,
community
out
events.
in
Yeah.
droves for.
Yeah.
It's because this is the good part of the job.
That's right.
This is their mental health saying, it keeps them from getting jaded and thinking
does.
all people are
bad.
gross
Yeah.
and bad because that's all they're seeing
That's
on a
right.
day to day.
That's
Now they're
why-
seeing the most of us, the rest
Yep.
of us, the
well,
ones
and that's
that.
the same reason we go into the schools, because you want to see this is what we're working on,
Mm-hmm.
and you're also in turn wanting these young kids to see this isn't the law enforcement officer that they see on TV being portrayed as the bad guy isn't what they see here in the community.
Sure.
And it really has helped us in solving crime and other things. People now have that trust in us, and we have that trust in them.
Sure.
To say, you know what, come in, let's talk. Whatever you tell us, we're not going to tell nobody. You're not ever going to be called as a witness. You're not going to have nothing come against you, because the information you're going to give me,
Mhm.
that's going to be where my investigation is now going to turn to that, and I'm going to start building my own probable cause and everything else to solve this, and you'll never be mentioned.
Yeah.
But without people telling us things, we don't solve crime.
Absolutely.
And,
Well,
and it's just a fact.
You might as
know?
well just punch the clock and go home because
That's right.
there's nothing
So-
for you to research without or investigate.
That's right. So we work hard in doing all this for the community to show them you can trust us,
Mm-hmm.
and in turn we trust you, and we would like for your help to help us put the bad guys away.
Well, and that's, because, and then here's the other part. And I always like to remind folks, those deputies,
Yep.
Those Roswell police officers, those New Mexico State Police, guess where they live?
Right here.
Your neighborhoods, your homes, your community. There are neighbors up the street. There are people that you go to church with, people that you go to a store with, people you have cookouts on your block parties with, people that you go Super Bowl parties with.
That's
right. That's their home too.
Yep.
And they want a nice home to live in too. So this is the point I'm thinking. They're on your side.
That's exactly right.
They want a great community too, and they hate seeing what you're seeing, and they every single deputy would love it if they come to work and they spend all night goofing around in their car, not taking calls because nothing's going on, and they just hang out and eat pizza and stuff. That would be their ultimate, but that's never going to happen.
I'm just glad you didn't say donuts, but we love donuts. but yeah, you're right. And so we're just, this is, winning the election, going on for another 4 years as the sheriff.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
There were so many races going on. And
But I will tell you something. I am so thankful and so blessed to have another 4 years at doing this because I got a lot more to do.
Sure.
And it's going to carry on even once I leave. But we're really instilling in there, like I said, certain things, which is like being servants.
Sure. You're establishing
presence,
a face of the sheriff's department, saying, when people think of Chaves County Sheriff's Department, I want them to think of this.
That's
that's what you're creating.
So it's a big thing, and we're just doing some great things.
Hey, I did want to ask, we just had the election, and one of your lieutenants went from lieutenant to judge. So that leaves a bit of a void in your leadership. Is it promote within, and we got some younger sergeants now being lieutenants or something moving up?
So we've already had a pool that was going to fill that spot. So Charles Drake, who is now a sergeant, will become my lieutenant December 1st.
Oh, well, congratulations to him. Condolences. What's the proper? What's the proper term there?
It's congratulations from him, and probably he's thinking, "Oh God, what did I get into?" But it's going to be really good, and he deserves this. He is a dedicated individual to. Like I said, serving the community as well as a great supervisor to those who work for him as a sergeant now. So I will be testing for sergeant's positions coming up here very soon. And so
we got some deputies that are studying up right now and getting ready to take that sergeant's test.
And we just hired on, so in the last 2 months, I've hired on 5 deputies, and I have 3 or 4 more that I should have before probably the first week of December.
Okay.
So I have them already into. So all my positions are about to be full.
Good. This is good.
Yeah, it is good. So the only position that we should have left by the time these guys all come in is the one for James Mason, since he is going to be a magistrate judge. His position will come available. But I've already started. We've had great applicants.
The chain of command is in place to promote and put that person in. So
and then
good deal.
The academy starts in February.
Which, by the way, Sheriff's going. That's where he's got his workout gear. He's going from here to training with the next recruiting class, and so they're going to go run about 1 million miles and all that.
Yeah, they do the running, I do the screaming. That's how.
It's good to be sheriff.
It's good to be the sheriff. Yeah, that's right. So it's.
Please tell me
really
you have a golf cart you follow them in.
No, I just like that. It's kind of like a NASCAR. When they run by me, it's like that.
Oh, I got you.
I'm just hollering. All I hear is, that's all it is. So we're still doing some of it, but I'm out there, and we're all getting into shape and doing things. But God,
we better let you go so you can get up there at 9 o'clock to do that. So
thank you for having me again.
As always,
today,
appreciate it, Sheriff.
And thank you for your service.
And we'll see you tomorrow. Well, thank you for, again, supporting us as you always do, and your deputies, and tell them thank each and every deputy for us. Thank you for their service, and we hope every night they come home safe. That's the goal. So
I just want to leave with just saying thank you to all the veterans out there, and come join us tomorrow. But also,
come have some fun with us.
Everybody, just come out there and support these guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See the best of what our community has to offer. You're going to see it tomorrow on display.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And then watch a football game.
There you go. And then root on Goddard win tonight. And then volleyball as well. Here in about an hour, we're going to have volleyball playoffs for you. So it's lots happening here.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheriff. Absolutely. And don't Don't pass out working out there.
No,
Make them do it. He's just yelling.
Just yelling. Don't pass out.
Well,
that way.
diaphragm, from the diaphragm.
That's right. That's right, yeah.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Hey, thank you so much.
It is 8:53. Quick break before news. Don't go away.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bernie Bennett. Stocks had their best day in a long time. Correspondent Ben Thomas reports.
A government report showing inflation slowed in October cheered Wall Street. The Dow surged 3.7% on the news, more than 1,200 points, closed at 33,715, while the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq Composite registered even bigger gains. Consumer prices rose at a better-than-expected 7.7% annual rate last month. I'm Ben Thomas.
Cryptocurrency prices plunged for a second straight day after crypto exchange Binance said it was pulling out of a deal to purchase failing rival FTX trading. Bitcoin sank for a 2-year low after Binance confirmed earlier rumors that it was ready to back out of the FTX deal, struck between the CEOs of the two exchanges Tuesday. Facebook parent Meta is laying off 11,000 people as it contends with faltering revenue and broader tech industry woes. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bernie Bennett in Washington.
Happiness isn't about getting what you want all the time. It's about loving what you have and being grateful for it. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smitherman for The Joy of Marriage.
As people, we can get so focused on what we don't have, we don't appreciate what we do have. We can make ourselves miserable, angry, and even depressed by focusing our thoughts and words on the negative. Take a look around and find something to be grateful for that your spouse does. It will change your attitude in your marriage.
1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, "No matter what happens, always be thankful, for this is God's will for you who belong to Christ Jesus."
Take it from me, I was such a negative person, but by renewing my mind with God's Word and learning to be thankful, it changed my life and greatly impacted my marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
The average American takes 8,000 to 10,000 steps each day, and for those suffering from foot problems, each one can be agonizing. The podiatry team at Artesia General Hospital can help diagnose and treat foot and ankle conditions, including diabetic foot issues, arthritis, bunions, or other problems. Doctors Joseph Marino and Joseph Krupa are podiatrists specializing in wound care, fracture care, foot and ankle surgery, and more. Put your feet in good hands. Request an appointment at artesiageneral.com/podiatry APPT.
Plateau Wireless delivers the speed you need. With low rates, no data caps, no hidden fees, and no throttling, now's the time to sign up. Go for the True 100 with super fast 100 megs upload and download speeds. Perfect for sharing, HD streaming, working and learning from home, and more. Or go for the True 500, delivering the power and speed you need for 4K streaming, gaming, downloading, and more. With plans starting at just $60 a month, it's never made more sense to switch. Visit in-store, visit plateautel.com, or call 877-752-8328. Plateau Wireless, a proud supporter of our veterans. Sound the alarm. Backdraft BBQ is ready to set your taste buds on fire with the best slow smoke barbecue around, by the plate or by the pound. Plus truly one-of-a-kind creations like brisket nachos or the 5-alarm bowl, or a savory Sammy like the hook and ladder, or take on the 1098 challenge seen on Man vs. Food with over 4 pounds of everything Backdraft makes. Will you make the Wall of Fame or the Wall of Shame like Casey Webb of Man vs. Food? Open Tuesday through Saturday 11 to 8 and Sundays 11 to 5 in Roswell at 301 Railroad Avenue. Backdraft BBQ, alarmingly delicious. Fall is here, but it's not too late to get to Graves Farm and Garden and stock up on green chili in mild, medium, or hot, as well as dried red chili perfect for Thanksgiving and seasonal recipes. Plus, firewood by the cord, delivered and stacked. Now's the time to stock up on hay bales with Sudan and alfalfa in both small and large bales. And the Graves Farm store is open Monday through Saturday, 8:30 to 5:30, and Sundays 1 to 5. 7.5 miles south of Roswell on the Old Dexter Highway. Graves Farm and Garden, where locally owned means locally grown. Are you a motivated self-starter? Someone who hates the word no? Then Pecos Valley Broadcasting wants you to join our sales team. Pecos Valley Broadcasting Company and its family of stations are currently seeking part-time sales associates for the Roswell, Artesia, and Carlsbad areas. This is your chance to earn additional income, build relationships with local businesses, and create amazing advertising and sponsorship campaigns. Sales experience is a plus, but we'll train and mentor the right person. If this is the chance you've been waiting for, email your resume to gene.dow@pvbcradio.com to set up your interview. Pecos Valley Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 8:58. Stay tuned next hour. We're going to have a shortened hour of the show. About 9:45, the Goddard Lady Rockets are scheduled to kick off their next round of playoff volleyball. Kelly McDonald is at the Santa Ana Star Center. Going to call, I think it's still called that, in Rio Rancho. He's in Rio Rancho. Going to call the game for you here today. Now, if Goddard wins this wins 3 sets here in this next best of 5, they will advance to the semifinals, which that game will take place at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll have it for you right here. That will be Coach Deck calling that one. If the Lady Rockets lose here at 9:45, then they'll play again at 4:45 this afternoon. Kelly McDonald will have that game for you. And if they win that, then they'll play again at 8. It's double elimination today, so they have to lose twice to be done today. If they win one of the 2 games, they're playing for in the semis tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And if they win the 8 o'clock semifinal matchup, then they'll play for the championship game at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Again, we'll have all those games for you, radio only, right here, audio only. But we'll have the first one here at 9:45, so we're going to get cut short there. But before that, next hour, we're going to have the folks from American Legion Post 61 join us. If you bought a raffle ticket from them, like at the fair or as prior weeks for a sweet handgun, we're going to do the drawing for that live on the radio next hour. Also remind folks about Veterans Day and Wreaths Across America one more time while we got them here, and we'll take you right up to volleyball. And so we're going to go right from me to Kelly in Rio Rancho. So that's the plan for next hour. And then, so we'll miss a little bit of Clay and Buck. And then, hopefully, that's it till tonight with football. Tonight, beginning at 5:45, 6 o'clock kickoff here. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Time for Town Hall News. We'll be back on the other side. Do not go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The White House vowing to appeal after President Biden's student loan debt relief plan failed to pass muster with a federal judge. The judge ruling it an unconstitutional overreach by the executive branch.
U.S. District Judge Mark Pittman, appointed by former President Trump in the Northern District of Texas Court, ruled that Mr. Biden's plan to forgive up to $20,000 in student debt for federal borrowers making under $125,000 a year is illegal. This was in response to a lawsuit filed by 2 student loan borrowers represented by the conservative group The Job Creators Network, who sued because they were left out of debt relief. One of them didn't qualify for the full $20,000 because he didn't receive a Pell Grant, and the other didn't qualify because she had commercially held loans. Bernie Bennett reporting.
Now a tropical depression, Nicole, has been dumping huge amounts of rain all across the east as it continues its northward trek. The storm, which made landfall yesterday as a hurricane in Florida, has unleashed flooding, including in Charleston. It's blamed for at least 2 deaths in Florida. The way the president sees it, Americans are not interested in GOP-led investigations should Republicans take over one or both houses of Congress.
If Republicans take power, then they plan to launch probes into everything from the chaotic U.S. military pullout from Afghanistan to presidential son Hunter Biden's business dealings. There's even talk of possible impeachment, which the president dismissed.
I think the American people will look at all of that for what it is. It's just almost comedy.
Nevertheless, the Biden administration has been preparing for an expected flood of GOP investigations. Greg Clugston, the White House.
China simply cannot shake COVID-19. Fresh outbreaks being reported in Beijing, despite the strict zero-tolerance policy toward the virus. On Wall Street, the Dow down 162 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Lance Wallnau, Christian author and evangelical leader, here to remind you that God's gifts should never be taken for granted. Take, for example, your retirement savings. You've worked hard for your money, and God has rewarded you for that. Now, with record inflation eating away at the value of the U.S. dollar, those rewards are literally being taken from you. But there is a way the faithful can fight back. By diversifying your retirement account into gold, your savings can be protected. And that's what God wants. Even better, a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group allows you to transfer your current retirement funds into gold without fees or penalties. To see how it works, text the word FAITH to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs. That's FAITH to 989898. Take action right now, and I pray that your family is blessed with continued prosperity.
Russia has withdrawn troops from a key Ukrainian city in what could prove to be a turning point in the war.
A forced pullout would mark one of Russia's worst setbacks since it invaded Ukraine. President Volodymyr Zelensky's forces seem to be scoring more battlefield successes across the Kherson region and closing in on the city rapidly. Zelensky said on Thursday the pace has increased so much that residents are checking hourly where his forces have raised the national flag, and that teams were racing to remove landmines from over 60,000 square miles of land nationwide, including around Kherson. However, the threat of mines is so severe that one official says Kherson could become a city of death. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Swedish prosecutors say 2 Iranian-born brothers have been charged with aggravated espionage for allegedly spying for Russia for roughly a decade. News and analysis, townhall.com. A unique satellite has been sent aloft.
The satellite intended to improve weather forecasting, and an experimental inflatable heat shield to protect spacecraft entering atmospheres have been launched into space from California. A United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket carrying the Joint Polar Satellite System 2 satellite and the NASA test payload lifted from Vandenberg Space Force Base northwest of Los Angeles. Developed for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, JPSS-2 was placed into an orbit that circles the Earth from pole to pole. John Scott reporting.
President Biden has left the country for 3 overseas summits. The president is now in Egypt, attending the UN's climate summit there. Mr. Biden will then attend an Asian conference in Cambodia, and that will be before he meets with G20 leaders in Indonesia. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Chris Inviernos.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday.
Yes.
Happy Veterans Day.
Indeed.
And happy McDonald's Day.
So many things.
I've so slacked on my McDonald's, talking about how awesome they are today. I apologize. There's just so much I got to spew out today that my stomach has taken a back burner. And you know it's busy when my stomach takes a back burner.
See, here's the thing. We come in here every day and we spew excellence. It happens. Sometimes there's so much excellence to spew
That's right.
You know, things fall to the wayside.
That's right.
But never should you let hunger fall to the wayside. The fine folks at McDonald's, they can hit that hunger itch.
Absolutely. So big thank you to them. Swing by any of your McDonald's. You have a hanker for nuggets. You always do. Or once in a while, they just come and you're like, I need a nugget.
I actually heard the question posed the other day. Are you a bellman, a bellman, a bowman, a ball man, or a boot man?
I can honestly say I'm a rainbow coalition of nugget shapes. I love them all.
I prefer the boot.
Do you?
Well, I'll tell you
for
why.
For handling purposes?
It's the Thomas Beard School of Nugget Enjoyment. They have a little handle right there, so you can get in there into your hot mustard and get a little dip.
My problem is, I don't always bite my nugget in half. I just throw the whole nugget in my gullet.
Poppable. It's a poppable food. I
so,
get it.
So the handle is not that important. So thank you to McDonald's. However you eat your nuggets.
Dude.
You do you.
I want to change your world. And it's pretty simple.
Okay.
You ever had a sauced and tossed nugget?
Spicy nugget?
No. All you do, you take your sauce of choice, and I know yours is hot mustard because that's mine too.
Mm-hmm.
You take your 10-piece, right? Comes in this nice little box.
Okay.
You take one sauce packet, 2 if you're feeling wild.
Saucy.
Pour it straight into the container. Close it up. Give it a shake.
Okay.
You're saucing and tossing those nuggets. Every little bit of those nuggets is coated. And if you're really feeling froggy, you can have a third sauce cup there and then dip the sauce nugget.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of napkins.
Telling you, it's a messy. It's not an endeavor you should experience in your car.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's probably not a maneuver move. That's just a standard.
It's not
fare.
the maneuver.
That's right. But thank you to McDonald's. Swing by; they got you covered. Download the app and start earning reward points today. I'd educated my wife on her points earlier.
Can I see one of those? And a pen?
Oh.
No, is that a hard no?
Okay. Yeah, it's a hard no.
Okay.
We do have a short hour this hour due to volleyball playoffs, which will be Kelly should be taking over the airways if they start on time around 9:45-ish here. But we got a lot to get to in the meantime, so I probably should get her rolling. Here in just a few minutes, we're going to be joined by Jen and Lee from American Legion Post 61 family. Of course, we're going to remind you about Veterans Day tomorrow. Of course, we're going to remind you about Wreaths Across America. But the big reason we're here today is the last couple months, Post 61 has had a drawing for a pretty sweet firearm, and we've had lots of tickets sold. We sold all the tickets, 300 to be exact, and we are now going to draw a name. Unfortunately, the sheriff had to go crack the whip on some recruits, so he couldn't hang out. But we'll do the drawing here today in just a few minutes before we get into volleyball. So to get enough time to get all this rolling, let's go ahead and pause for a weather update.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Cool temperatures today with a cold front dropping into eastern New Mexico. We'll stay in the low to mid 50s for the afternoon high. Could be a little bit breezy, but we should get sunshine through the day. It'll be clear and cold for the overnight hours. Our lows in the upper 20s to low 30s, and then we get sunshine on Saturday. It looks like about 55 on the high. We're back to the low 60s and sunny on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 43 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 47%. Winds a little breezy at the moment out of the north, 17 gusting to 28 miles per hour. For today, we are expecting sunny skies, 50s, 51 our official high today. Winds will be out of the north, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, we have a hard freeze warning that will kick in at 11 p.m. and remain in effect through 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. And that's because our overnight temps are going to be chilly. Mostly clear, overnight low of 26 tonight. Winds will be out of the east at around 5 miles per hour for you Saturday. So wear a heavier coat when you head on out to Veterans Parade and everything tomorrow morning. Mostly sunny for tomorrow, 54 for the high with south winds 5 to 15. So probably going to need a lighter coat for football in the afternoon there. Saturday night, mostly clear, overnight low of 30 with south winds 5 to 10. And then sunny on Sunday, 61 for a high. So a little bit warmer on Sunday. Winds out of the south, 10 to 15. And then when you head back to work and school on Monday, mostly sunny, 52 for a high there. All right, 9/11. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute commercial break, and then we'll talk with Jen and Lee from our American Legion Post 61 family next. Don't go away.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist, and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
It's that time of year again. The 41st Annual Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show. Friday and Saturday, November 18th and 19th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Featuring a variety of handmade creations by artists, artisans, and crafters from New Mexico and Texas. Mixing returning favorites with many new exhibitors. This year's featured artists are Becky and Galen Bach from Midland, Texas, displaying their truly amazing creations in women's apparel. Plus, delectable treats, including the ever-popular pumpkin rolls and cookies by Deborah Lucas. Delightful mini donuts by Karen Hendricks, and delicious meals by Eli's Bistro. Enter to win great prizes, including an American flag, a cornhole game, a framed signed Gordon Snidow print, a beautiful cowl neck sweater, and even a $100 gift certificate to Pepper's Grill and Bar. Proceeds to benefit the Assurance Home, the First Tee of Southeastern New Mexico, Royal Family Kids Camp, 4-H program, and Roswell's local high schools. Admission is only $2. Kids 12 and under are free. The 41st Annual Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show. Friday and Saturday, November 18th and 19th at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds.
You're invited to the annual Veterans Day Parade and Celebration, Saturday, November 12th, beginning at 9 a.m. on the Chavez County Courthouse lawn. Featuring guest speakers Sean Nicholson, music from Matt Miller and Tom Blake, and the laying of the wreaths by the Cub Scouts. The parade begins at 10 a.m. and moves north from the courthouse to the Wool Bowl. And enjoy special displays and food vendors after the parade in the Wool Bowl parking lot. To be a part of the event, contact Stephen Lee with the American Legion at 720-272-1455. Join us Saturday, November 12th, 9 a.m. on the Chavez County Courthouse lawn. Sponsored by Roswell Ford.
Fall is here, but it's not too late to get to Graves Farm and Garden and stock up on green chili in mild, medium, or hot, as well as dried red chili, perfect for Thanksgiving and seasonal recipes. Plus, firewood by the cord, delivered and stacked. Now's the time to stock up on hay bales, with Sudan and alfalfa in both small and large bales. And the Graves Farm store is open Monday through Saturday, 8:30 to 5:30, and Sundays 1 to 5. 7.5 miles south of Roswell on the Old Dexter Highway. Graves Farm and Garden, where locally owned means locally grown.
Chimera Independent Physicians offers world-class health care right here in Roswell. With their state-of-the-art facility, your family can receive expert care from many specialty doctors and experts covering oncology, hematology, neurology, rheumatology, endocrinology, primary care, and internal medicine. Lab services, radiology, and infusion center, all without leaving our community. Chimera Independent Physicians, located at 400 Military Heights Place, near the corner of Country Club and Military Heights in Roswell.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 15 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from our American Legion Post 61 family, we have Legionnaire Commander Stephen Lee and Auxiliary President Jen as well. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How's y'all ready for tomorrow? As much as it can be.
I'm just
or today, actually, today and tomorrow. We got a bevy of things today.
It's very busy.
What's y'all's plan as far as hitting ceremonies and things? Do you have a mapped out itinerary for your day here?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit. We're with you now, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew he had the suit on, so I knew he had a busy day of things.
Well, it's Veterans Day, so
Sure.
I dress up for Veterans Day. But, we're going to be doing a POW MIA ceremony at Mission Arch when we're done here.
Oh, very nice.
Originally, we had it scheduled at 11. Then it got bumped back to 10:30, and then she called us this morning and wants us as close to 10 as possible. So
okay,
the fact that we're cut short today actually is
works
in
to
our
your
favor.
favor.
Yeah.
So volleyball is your friend today.
Then we plan on going out to Roswell High for
their ceremony later today as well.
Yeah, we went to Goddard yesterday. It was very nice.
They do it upright every single year. I've yet to hear of one bad thing from what goes on at any of our veterans, but particularly that Goddard one.
It's a lot of fun.
It's literally a rock show.
Well, they had the reception this time, and that was actually pretty good. The food wasn't bad, and a couple of the students came and sat with us. And
that was
talked.
nice.
I think it was the same two girls that talked to us last year too.
Oh, good.
Could be. I don't know. But it was very nice. It was it was nice to interact with high school students that didn't treat us like, oh my God, you're an adult.
Oh, yeah, that did happen. And anyway, we sat with a couple of nice ladies. One was from
Her family's from France.
Wisconsin, and one was from... And anyway, they were telling us stories of the 50s.
Oh, nice.
Because apparently they went to high school at Goddard.
Yeah.
Oh, back in the 50s.
When they came
okay.
back, it was pretty
back
cool.
when it was a bomb shelter.
Yeah.
But it was
in addition to high school. Yeah.
But it was a virtual see and be seen for the veterans because all the veterans came out of the woodwork.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
There was a lot of them that I haven't seen in a year.
Well, I'm glad to see that. That's part of the beauty of this weekend.
The only downside of Goddard was we had no World War II representation this year.
That's unfortunate.
That's kind of, we're at the end of the World War II cycle.
Not many left.
No.
Not many left.
Handfuls.
Shoot, we're going to... Koreans not much better, to be honest.
Well,
Our Korean War vets, there's a few more, but not they're dwindling as well.
Yep.
As that's just the nature of life, here in about 10, 15 years, our Vietnam vets are going to be starting to shrink here too. So I mean, they all are, but at a much larger rate here pretty soon. So it's unfortunate. That's why Veterans Day is so special, because we do honor these people, and that's what I love about years past is like when we had the gentleman that was a Pearl Harbor veteran that lived here, and he just passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know how privileged I feel.
Was
to
that
get
Lin Chu you're talking about?
There was actually two of them, I think.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Was another one too.
But I feel privileged to have a chance to hear them speak and to get a chance to hear their memories, their exploits, and that.
Yeah.
And
when I was
to hear
in
it firsthand.
Colorado, we were in a post with Paul Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Murphy was an Indianapolis survivor.
And, oh wow!
Yeah, he wrote one of the big books, and he organized the Indianapolis crew that met every year. And
to me,
it was wonderful getting to know him.
It's special
and that's
to meet
actually
people
how
like
I
that
got
on
involved
Veterans
with
Day.
Reese Across America.
Okay.
Was because of Paul Murphy.
That was your connection there.
Well, he wasn't. The connection is a little twisted, but it's he had pre-purchased his plot.
Okay.
And one of the plots we placed wreaths on was his, yet he was still alive.
Oh.
And we didn't realize he had not been, he had a headstone and everything, but we didn't realize there was no dates on it. So I went back and I said, boy, this name looks familiar, because I was the adjutant of that post.
Uh-huh.
And I said, that guy's name looks really familiar. And I remember my friend Paul Brick, he was the historian. He says, you haven't met Paul Murphy? I'm like, no, who's Paul Murphy? And he's told me the whole story about this guy. He wrote a book
celebrity.
and all that stuff. And he arranged a meeting, and I got to meet Paul.
Oh, cool.
And his wife, very lovely people.
So he must be a good planner if he already had a tombstone laid out and ready for the inevitable.
It was a great spot. The view was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I talked to Paul Murphy for probably 3 or 4 hours, and he gave me a signed copy of his book. And
how nice.
Everything. I still have all that stuff. And then the next year he passed, and of course, we went out there for Wreaths Across America, and then I made sure that I was the one that put the wreath on his grave.
Yeah,
and,
that's why this weekend special is those moments, those times, and this is why we do this. And this is
Veterans Day has always been very personal for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have rumors in my family of a guy named Putnam who served in the Civil War.
Okay.
And my grandfather served in World War I, Walter Lee. And I was reading last night about his, for the first time I found out what my great-grandfather's name was, Ernest Lee. And he was a little too young for the Civil War. He was like 9, I think.
Did he have funny parents?
Oh, yeah.
To name their child Ernest and your last name's Lee, that's,
Yeah.
I mean, if you had another kid named Honest, That would be even better.
Yeah. Well, my grandfather, Walter Lee, he served in World War I and Spanish-American War.
Mm-hmm.
And then my uncle, Robert, he was petty officer, third class in the Navy for World War II. And then my uncle, Richard Lee, he served in Korea. And then I've got nephews and cousins, or not nephews, cousins that served in
Vietnam, right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I found out I had a couple of cousins that served in the Gulf War.
Interesting. Wow. So you got quite. I'm curious. Have you ever done like your family, like the DNA stuff, or like because I'm curious. Like, do you have like any family connection to the famous Lees of the Civil War, the Revolutionary War? Does your family have any tie to those?
No, because you go back to the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
My family tree branches off to Putnams and Tuttles.
Okay.
So no.
A Tuttle. You watch American Chopper?
No.
They're all Tuttles. Man, we might have some relations there.
Not that I know of. But anyway, my father never talked about his father's service. I had to find out about it externally.
Just as when you think Lee and you think of the famous Revolutionary War, and of course Robert E. Lee, but his dad was a very famous Revolutionary War general.
Right,
the Lee family's steeped in military history. Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure that's a different branch.
Okay, just curious. I was,
I mean, they always called me Hop Sing.
For different reasons.
Kung Fu. Yeah.
Well, we better get to our important stuff in case volleyball's starting early here. I'd hate for us to get to the point and then they say, "Oh, we're going now," and then they just go.
Right.
That happens.
So we should probably do our drawing.
First, let's remind people about tomorrow before we do it. I'm going to tease people a little bit. We're gonna people are cussing. Just get to the stupid drawing. Wait a second. We'll get to patience, virtue, all that.
I'm pretty sure everybody's forgotten about the drawing at this point.
I bet there's one or two that are anxiously waiting to see if they won.
The last ticket was sold at Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
Well, it's a pretty nice gun that you guys are.
It's a 6-hour P380.
Yeah, it's a beautiful gun, it's. I think there's a gun owner's going to be very proud to have it.
For all you out there saying, "Oh, but that gun was recalled," but this one is after they fixed the manufacturer.
This one's good up. So, but anyway, they've been for what, about a month maybe? I don't even know if it lasts that long before all the tickets got sold. But all
the tickets sold in 12 days.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. So let me see. Can I make the previous match on the court? One is going long. Oh, okay. I won't need to go. So guess what? Sounds like they're late in Rio Rancho. So.
We got a few minutes.
We got a few minutes, so good deal. Yeah. That was the update from Kelly there. So, but we want to invite people. The Veterans Parade is tomorrow. Today is Veterans Day, and and there's lots of stuff. Please go and support and get all your free foods and come out to the different school events that are planned for today. There's several. I know Roswell High, but I think several of the middle schools have some stuff going on today too. Mm-hmm. So please get involved there. But tomorrow will be our community Veterans Day celebration. It takes place at 0900, that's 9 a.m. for the civilians, here on the Chavez County Courthouse lawn. If you would like to be in the parade, if you've got some veterans you'd like to load up in a vehicle and be a part of the parade.
Early, about 8:30.
8:30, we're asking folks that you don't need to pre-register or anything, just show up, what you got.
Yep.
Maybe come dressed. It's going to be chilly. And then gather at either the Pioneer Plaza here on our side of the main street, or behind the courthouse,
right? Which is the bigger park.
Which is the bigger parking lot off Virginia there.
Right.
So gather at those, and then if you're just coming out to witness and be a part of everything, at 9 a.m. we will start the ceremony on the courthouse lawn right there by the Veterans Memorial. And that'll last about 30, 45 minutes of course, laying of the wreaths. Sean Nicholson, one of our post members and a Marine, he's going to be our guest speaker. Tom Blake's going to be, tickling the guitar strings, doing what he does.
Unfortunately, Matt Miller had to go to Carlsbad, so he will not be playing.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a rain check on Matt for next year. And then of course the scouts will be out. They're going to lay the wreaths. They're going to do their
I
thing.
talked to the scouts last night. They're going to help us put the flags out tomorrow morning.
Oh, great! Because we all do that, but by about the 50th flag, our backs give out and we're done. So we need younger folks.
I don't know about you, but the 5th flag.
I was trying to pump us up a little bit.
Well, we're not
shape.
exactly getting younger.
We're in shape. It's round. That's our shape now.
That's round.
Yeah.
But so we'd love to have you join us for that. And then as soon as that ceremony's over, it's roll on through we had Sheriff Mike Harrington on last hour, kind of explaining how they're going to roll it through, kind of similar to how they do like send offs for the high school teams and all that, and kind of roll with us so they don't have to close down the street. So
we like to compare it to a funeral procession.
Yeah, that would be. I like the happier moment, rooting on kids.
I'm
but funeral
we're
processions are the
veterans.
same.
We're veterans. We can go there.
Yeah, we can. That's true. So and
hell, last hour you're talking about dead bodies. So I mean, we're good.
This is true. Yeah. Well, Sheriff, he does what he wants.
Well, he's armed.
I'm like, thanks, McDonald's. But anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
But then after the parade,
right,
follow us and come and meet us at the Wool Bowl. We're going to hang out in the parking lot, and we're going to have a car show out there. The Guard's going to have some of their stuff. We're going to have some vendors and things out there.
And they're planning on having the coffee and warm things. So if you're in the parade, it's okay. You got warm stuff waiting for you at the end.
Our overnight low is 26. It's going to be chilly tomorrow.
Yes.
Dress accordingly. So, and then we're going to get kicked out about noon because that's when the football team, they have this
that's not
playoff game happening.
We're kicking them out at noon because we have an agreement with our ASD when there's a playoff game.
Oh, yeah.
So we will handle our policing.
Yeah. Or stick around and go to the game. That's what I'd say. Call it a tailgate party and hang out till 1.
That's a benefit to them. But,
just stick around, hang out with us. And at 1 o'clock,
be a football game.
Get you a good seat and root on a Coyote victory here. But yes, it's a busy day tomorrow. Lots going on today here. But one more thing I want to put on your radar before we do the drawing here. American Legion Post 61 once again this year has taken on the task of partnering with Wreaths Across America, which is a national organization with a goal of putting a wreath on every veteran's grave during the holiday season. We are participating December 17th.
Yes.
That is our wreath day. That's the day that we're going to go, and we're going to go to Memory Lawn first and put as many wreaths as we have on graves there. If we got extras, which we hope we do, we're gonna leave one at the Veterans Memorial here, and then we'll take some down to South Park in that area and do some of the graves there.
Yeah, we'll put at least one at the Chavez County Courthouse lawn.
Yes,
and then the rest of them we'll take down to McBride.
McBride, yeah.
Anything, I think our cap is 300, but
I'd like to break that.
I'd like to break that.
Yeah. So we're asking for your help to support. It only costs $15
each
for a wreath. And so if you can support us by donating that, and obviously we're not limiting you to one wreath. Donate as many as you feel comfortable with. But if you donate $15 for every wreath, that'll help us get to our goal of 300 wreaths. Now, there's several ways you can do it. I'm just going to give you the easy way. Go to roswelllegion.org. Go there. At the top of the page, you're going to see a link for Wreaths Across America. Click it and follow the steps, and then you're good to go.
And just so the listeners know, I keep none of that money.
Yeah, it goes directly to the
$15 goes straight to Wreaths Across America. So even if you wanted to stay on the RoswellLegion.org page and just make a donation, if you go down the page to where the pillars are on the left-hand side, there's a donate button there, and you can donate any custom amount, and then just in the field say Wreaths Across America.
Mm-hmm.
Every dime that you give me goes straight to them.
Yes.
So anytime you earmark anything that goes to a nonprofit,
mm-hmm.
if you say this is what I want it to go for, by law it has to go for that.
Yeah.
So
we're going to have a table out there tomorrow, right? Either at the Wool Bowl or
I think we'll have typically we've been putting up a a table to, do fundraiser, sell
Sure.
items. But I think this year we're just going to do a little more simple. And
Okay.
we'll probably have just the information for Wreaths Across America and that sort of thing.
However, I'm sure if someone gives you $15 right now and says put it towards that, I'm sure we can take it off their
Yeah,
hands
we'd be more than happy
and
to take
care of it. And,
the caveat is I have to have all the money by the 29th.
yeah, that's the thing. The 29th of this month is our drop dead deadline to get it in, so we have it. So they got time to
Because they got to order the wreaths and then they
Ship
show
them.
up by semi. So however long that's going to take this year, I don't know. But
Well, we figure it's going to take about 3 weeks because that's 2.5 weeks because that's about the time between the 29th and the 17th there.
Yep.
That,
but as we all
got-
know, the trucks are slowing. So
we do live in that world. So.
Yep, that's why they made the 29th of November the deadline.
So please, if you'd like to help out before the 29th, log on to roswelllegion.org, click on that link, and then you can make your donations through that. And like I said, it's only $15 per wreath. So if you've got, maybe do it for your family. How many military members you got in your family? Maybe one for each of them. Whatever. But if you can't afford it, maybe just want to do whatever. If you do one, that's thank you.
Yep.
But if you can do 50. God bless you.
I
We
ran
love
into
it,
the Patriot Guard yesterday, and they made pledges for a bunch of them. And I know American Legion Post 28 is planning on buying some, probably VFW. So
Good.
We're on track to make our goal, but
I feel like 300.
we need to break it.
We need to break that. I'd like to see 4 or 5. That'd be
pretty exciting,
That'd be
yeah.
pretty cool. So
Yep.
I think this community could do it. I think
And
if we
even
rally.
if you can't do the money, come out on the 17th and help us honor our veterans.
We would love to have you come in. If you're like, I don't have any money, but I would be honored if you let me help distribute. We'd love to have you do that because more hands make less work there. And
Right. Bring
and
out the
again,
kids. It's a wonderful opportunity for them to understand.
If you remember early in the conversation, we're all round, so
Yeah.
we hoofed
Seriously,
it a little
bring
bit.
out the kids.
A lot of acreage at cemeteries.
Dude, round is a shape.
Yeah. We can only roll around so much.
Yeah. Yes.
But we'd love to have folks do that. So if you have questions, come talk to us tomorrow out at the Veterans Parade, and we'd be happy to give you more information or answer any questions that you have about it. You just look for the guys in the pointy hats. You'll know. All right. Have we teased enough?
I think so.
I think we have. All right.
Do you want to have Sean come in there and do
Yeah,
the
we'll get.
he's not involved.
Yeah, I'm a Legionnaire, so it's probably. Yeah, let's get Sean or Roy. Can you grab Sean and see if he'd mind sticking his hand in a bowl real quick?
There's nothing gross in it, I promise. We're past Halloween.
But so if you were kind enough to purchase a raffle ticket, maybe at the fair or prior to that, from American Legion Post 61 for this handgun, we are now going to select the winner. So if you and of course they're going to contact the winner. So if they don't happen to be listening, they'll know. But
We will have the gift card at the parade tomorrow.
oh, so maybe make arrangements to meet and do all that there.
Well, Sean Nicholson's the one who's giving the speech tomorrow, and he's the one that did the.
He procured the firearm
he
for
did
us
all
and
that.
everything else.
He was the ringleader on this
This
one.
is like his deal.
Well, this is one of the many projects that he's been doing
been
with
very
us.
involved.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Sean, would you do the honor of selecting a random name out of this bowl of names for us? And then we will announce the
Do
winner.
me a favor, pluck mine out of there.
Do what I can, sir. That feels a bit fishy, though, if I pull your name.
Yeah, maybe a little.
That's a
It's all
different
right,
Stephen
though.
Lee. That's Stephen J. Lee.
I didn't look at it. I have no idea who it is.
And our winner has been drawn.
And the winner of the Sig Sauer P380 9mm Desert with extended clips.
Wow.
No, it's just a desert finish.
Desert finish.
Oh, for goodness sakes, read the name already. You're killing them.
This is my weak drum roll.
Kyle Motton.
Kyle Motton, congratulations.
Woohoo!
You are the
Yay!
winner of the
Congrats.
farm. Thank you very much for supporting our American Legion Post, and congratulations. You will get a phone call here relatively shortly. On
the ticket number is 100049.
Awesome.
So that's just the confirmation.
Very good. So congratulations.
And to claim your prize, please bring your ticket with you.
Yes.
Now,
and ID and all that, I'm guessing. So
the gift card will be at the county courthouse lawn tomorrow for the parade. Sean Nicholson will have your card. He is the keynote speaker tomorrow.
For tomorrow's parade, yes.
Yeah.
So he'll stand out. You'll recognize him.
He will be happy to present that to you, and Mike, of course, will announce it tomorrow.
Yes, right.
Right after we're done with our ceremony.
Yes. Congratulations, Kyle. And
thanks to all those who participated.
Thank you very much.
Your appreciation is very, very high.
Absolutely. Hopefully, since we seem to have a success with this one, maybe Sean can procure a few more of these for future.
I'm thinking they're
already in the works.
So if you did not win today, take heart. We will do this again.
Yes, yes,
and
we
again
will.
and again and again.
Yep.
Until you're sick of us. Very good. Well, thank you guys. I know you got a busy slew of things here, so we'll let you get to
I've
it.
got a correction here.
Uh-oh.
That looks like an O, but according to Sean Nicholson, who just texted me, is Mettin, Mettin.
Okay.
And
Kyle Mettin.
And the phone number that he just texted me matches.
Okay.
What is on here?
So Kyle Mettin.
Yeah, Mettin. Yes.
We'll be meeting you tomorrow.
It definitely
I hope.
looks like an O to me, but
well.
All right, Sean is. Probably it's one of his coworkers as well.
Well, congratulations to Kyle.
I'm thinking.
Well, if it's one of his buddies, make him do extra to get the, something. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know.
He's a Marine. He can figure it out.
If it's a Marine, I don't know.
Marines are good at messing with each other. Let him mess with them some way.
There you go.
Very good. Well, thank you guys. And thank you for your service. Thank you for everything. We know we're talking Veterans Day and everybody's thanking everybody, but thank you guys. You guys, you guys did the same thing all these other vets did and did your service, and now you're.
Oh, I didn't do much.
Well, now you've gone kind of keep doing the service through American Legion and all that, so it's easy to forget the people that serve that they deserve a thank you too. So thank you guys, we do appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
And go enjoy free food, just like we all should.
We'll see you tomorrow, Mike.
We'll see you then. All right, it is 9:39. We're going to pause for news, and Sean Hannity, Kelly texted me. They're running a bit late there in Rio Rancho. The game prior is still going, so more than likely will come back to me. Sorry about that. And then we'll hang out till Kelly's ready for us to call a volleyball game. So we'll be back on the other side of news and your Sean Hannity and weather. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. We begin today with a traffic alert for you. Pavement maintenance work is taking place on South Grand Avenue between East Ballard Street and East Hobbs Street beginning Monday, and it will last through Wednesday, November 16th. All or parts of that intersection of South Grand will be closed during working hours each day as the project progresses from East Ballard north to East Hobbs. Police in Carlsbad are on the hunt for the person who stole an expensive race car. The car, valued at more than $15,000, was taken Halloween night, along with a trailer used to store the car in the 900 block of West Green Street. The car is described as having a chartreuse and green fiber body with glass panels. A report from Eddy County Crime Stoppers says the car does not have an engine or transmission in it, but did have brand new Hoosier tires on it. The trailer is white with a chrome diamond plate along the bottom. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
All eyes are going to be on Georgia, and it's going to be different this time. It's not going to be Purdue and Kelly Loeffler and post-2020 and people thinking their votes didn't count, et cetera. It's not going to be that way. My understanding is even Governor Kemp is going all in for Herschel. It's going to be every single top Republican. There's not going to be any infighting, and it's going to be all hands on deck. And he's going to be, by the way, he'll be a great U.S. Senator. And, it's funny because for him, he said this last night on my TV show, this is just overtime for him. Herschel Walker's never lost an overtime game. Now's not the time to start.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
Hey, do you want to improve your shooting? Of course you do. Now you're going to love Mantis X. Now they have improved my shooting dramatically. It is a must-have for every responsible gun owner. Now, the Mantis X is a high-tech but simple-to-use system used extensively, by the way, by the military, and it improves your shooting quickly and will give you the confidence in your ability to protect what you love. Now, here's how it works. You attach the Mantis X to your firearm. You connect with an app on your smartphone or tablet or Bluetooth. It gives instant feedback on what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and how to correct your technique. Now, the Mantis X is like a firearms instructor right in your pocket, and 94% of shooters improve within 20 minutes using Mantis X. And Mantis X is the best way to train at home. No driving to the range, no spending money on range fees and ammo. You're going to save a ton of money and improve your shooting. So start improving today. Just go to mantisx.com. That's MANTISX.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Cool temperatures today with a cold front dropping into eastern New Mexico. We'll stay in the low to mid-50s for the afternoon high. Could be a little bit breezy, but we should get sunshine through the day. It'll be clear and cold for the overnight hours. Our lows in the upper 20s to low 30s, and then we get sunshine on Saturday. It looks like about 55 on the high. We're back to the low 60s and sunny on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, "No, I'm growing like a bamboo." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:44. We are waiting patiently for Kelly to give me the green light to get the pregame started here and getting everything going for high school playoff volleyball, as here in just a few minutes, your Goddard Lady Rockets will be taking on Hope Christian in the next round of the 4A state playoffs here. They won their first game over Albuquerque Academy 3-1, or first set, maybe. I don't know the terms. And so now they take on Hope Christian. Like I said, Kelly said the game before them is still playing. So we're just kind of...
We're riffing.
Killing time.
We're vamping, as they say.
Killing time until that. Now, if the Lady Rockets defeat the Hope Christian team here this morning, then they will not play again until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning in a semifinal matchup. If they lose today at 9:45, then they will play again at around 4:45 or 4:15 today, right in the 4 o'clock hour.
Okay.
More likely later, just because guessing this game's already late.
Things start getting pushed back.
By that time in the day, it could be really late. And so roughly around there. Hopefully they win today, this morning, and we don't have to worry about that. But if they do, don't, then they'll play again at 4:15 or 4, whatever time it is.
Yeah.
And then if they win that, then they'll play at 8 a.m. If they lose that second game, then they're done. It is double elimination today.
And they haven't had a single elimination yet. So
correct. They won their one game last night, or yesterday afternoon, so they didn't have to play again last night. They just slept in and had a nice breakfast, and now coming to play here this morning. So hopefully they get the win. But Kelly McDonald's there in Rio Rancho. He's going to call that game for us. And then tonight, don't forget, we've got Goddard Rocket football on our sister station, 106.1 FM Fierro. Goddard playoffs here as they take on Deming tonight at 6 p.m. It's an hour earlier than normal kickoff time for playoffs here. So if you tune in at 7, you're already an hour into the game. It could be close to halftime, but and so our pregame will start right around 5:45. We kick off at 6. We have Coach Deck and Coach Roy Ball. They're going to call the game from the Wool Bowl tonight. Then, assuming Goddard
going to be a busy place tomorrow.
Yes. And so, assuming Goddard wins volleyball today, after the game tonight, Coach Deck has got to head up to Albuquerque. After the games today, Coach Kelly McDonald's going to head back here to Roswell.
They're going to meet in Klein's Corners, and they're going to square dance.
Yeah. and then move on.
Turn to their partner in do-si-do.
So Kelly will be back to call the Roswell Coyote football playoff game with his son tomorrow afternoon at the Wool Bowl at 1 o'clock as they take on Gadsden.
Yep.
So, meanwhile, Coach Deck will go, and then he'll be, I'm assuming, at Rio Rancho there for the 8 a.m. game, and then the 3 o'clock championship game Saturday. Now, here's where it could get a little squirrely on Saturday.
Oh, here's where it gets squirrely.
Another little squirrely. So, the Roswell Coyotes playoff game starts at 1 p.m.
Yep.
The championship game for volleyball will be at 3 p.m.
Right.
So we may miss a little bit of the volleyball championship game depending how long the football game goes.
Right.
So if it runs past 3, and so what we'll do is we'll continue out the football game, and then as soon as the game is over, we'll bring Coach Deck on to call volleyball. Hopefully not too much of it gets missed. Hopefully maybe it'll time out, but there might be an overlap where we have to join volleyball championship in progress.
Right.
To depending on how long the football game goes. So we've got all that into account, and we'll try to get it all. It gets fun logistics over this when it comes, especially when it's multiple playoffs and multiple teams and multiple things. And then, by the way, we got a Veterans Day and 20 other things going on.
It's just kind of interesting. This time last week, we're like, there's just nothing going on. Just kind of hanging out. Any plans for the weekend? No, not really. No, just hanging out.
Yeah.
Now it's everything.
Yeah.
All at once. All together, always.
Well, sure beats that alternative of us just sitting at home, not doing anything and waiting for COVID to go away.
Oh, yeah, I agree. 100%. That was not fun.
Yeah.
Would like to take one more opportunity today to thank the fine folks at McDonald's, since we didn't give quite enough love to them today.
Absolutely. All I've got to do is drink some soda. I haven't even a chance to go to the back. I've literally been sitting here this whole morning.
You really
haven't
have.
moved.
Right in the captain's chair.
Yeah.
Enjoyed a sausage egg, so a sausage and egg biscuit.
You almost did sausage.
Sausage.
You
Yeah.
almost.
I felt myself do it. A sausage. Yeah, it was some nice sausage. I actually thought about taking the egg off. I'm like, nah, let's keep that protein.
Like Sean Smalls in Long Island.
Showing you how the sausage gets made, everybody.
Here on Long Island.
I've done that for a number of years. We did it, everybody. Draw out the body.
I love doing that stuff too. It's one of my favorite things. So, but so we'll have all of that for you here today, and
you can catch the video of the football games this week at ksvptv.com.
Yes, we are have permissions to do live streaming video of all 3 football games.
Yes.
So we will have your Goddard Rocket football team on ksvptv.com video, and then the radio at 106.1 FM Fiero.
Right, as well as radio coverage for the volleyball games on ksvptv.com.
Yeah, that'll be audio
only.
Yeah, we do not have video permissions for that, so it's just on la radio. Same with Artesia Bulldogs tomorrow. Their matchup, that'll be on 990 AM and 93.7 on the radio,
right?
But at ksvptv.com and the Bulldogs channel to watch that game. And then conversely, or likewise, the Roswell Coyotes game at 1 o'clock tomorrow will be on this station, 106.5, and then live streaming video, ksvptv.com. The volleyball, if it's a championship game, that'll be radio only, audio only online for the championship game there. So, but we'll cover it as best as we can. Let me see. I think I got an update. How's the connection today? I have no idea. Joby is good. I can't hear. I wonder if we can. Do we want to play this?
Let's try it out. We're testing things out live on the radio.
We'll see. I'm not hearing anything.
Not really.
No. So he must not have the channel open. I don't know.
Well, I will tell you, while Mike's playing on the technical side of things, please download the McDonald's app, because that is your gateway to savings galore. I just got bumped back up above 6,000 points. Once you do that, once you hit that 6,000 peak, the whole rewards menu is opened up to you. And here's my little hack. Go ahead and order yourself a McChicken, make it hot and spicy. Get a bunch of extra stuff on top. You can basically build yourself a salad and a chicken meal on top. It's a real simple way to get all your veg in, as well as your proteins. Just a fun way to play with the McDonald's menu, and it only costs you 1,500 points. So download that app, and trust me, it's your gateway to savings galore in McDonald's land.
How we doing?
I just got a question on how's connection and everything. I'm doing a test now. I'm going to see if I can get Kelly to talk in the microphone.
All right. We're going to try this thing out live on the radio. And once again, don't forget all of those games, at least the audio of those games, including the volleyball, you can catch at ksvptv.com. Just click on your team's tab, be it the Artesia Bulldogs, your Roswell Coyotes, my Roswell Coyotes, or the Goddard Rockets, and you can hear those games and check them out in their entirety.
Yeah, this is way inside baseball right now. So yeah, I got a thing. How's your connection? Joby's is good, and I was like, I don't know, I can't listen because I'm on air. So I just texted them and said, Kelly, go ahead and fire up your side and see if we can hear something.
Sure.
So I've got the channel open. Hopefully,
we might have one of those Jetsons and Flintstones crossovers.
Yeah, he can't hear us, but we can. Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm talking now for you, Mike.
That sounds good.
It sounds pretty good.
Sound.
Mic level sounds good.
Testing, testing. How is the sound?
Sounding good, Kelly. He can't hear me, but I'm texting him that. So it sounds like it's good.
Hopefully
So
the sound is better. Mike says sounding good.
I think we're
all right.
I think we might have ourselves a game.
Yeah. So good. So that was something. So that's Kelly. I'm going to pot him back down just in case other things going on here. It is live. So it's like, huh? No, it's
he sounded good.
It sounded good in my headphones.
Through the cans.
Yeah, it was clear. wasn't. It was getting a little spotty yesterday because of the internet. Was it?
Maybe a little up if we can get him to maybe crank it up to. If he's at noon, maybe have him go to like 1.
Maybe I will do that. Maybe a bit louder. Maybe turn it up.
This is how you know that we're Roswell Sports Authority because we bring you into the fold. We make it happen live right here. We don't have backroom meetings. We do it all right here with the people.
Yeah. So good news is, he's turned it back down. Good. So okay.
We're the Sports Authority of the people.
So basically, if this doesn't go off at 10, we'll get you the news and all that, and then as soon as Kelly's ready, we'll continue regular programming until Kelly's ready to take over the airwaves for that ball game there. So you're seeing inside baseball, how it all works.
That's right.
I'm just relieved that I heard Kelly and it sounded clear because yesterday it worked and then it on the mixer. So X. Oop, not V. X-E-R mixer. There you go. So there, perfect. So so he just turned up just a wee bit, and then I think we're gonna be good. So I'm happy. Crossing fingers, knocking wood, all at the same time that the internet stays solid for us. It's one of these things that the Santa Ana Star Center, we have our Verizon routers and all that, and what the heck was that? I'm getting multiple texts from multiple people. Turning him up a bit won't hurt, though. Yeah, that's what I said.
Same.
Sorry, I'm doing with 3 different conversations from 3 different areas.
It's one of these things, but then you add in a third thing, like we're also keeping plates spinning.
Well, it's funny because back to inside baseball here. So I got Kelly I'm conversing with. Then I've got Gene, the big guy. He's also tuned, and then Tanner, our computer expert, our video and all that. He's also monitoring and doing for the video sides or for the audio side on video, and so we've got 3 different people giving opinions. So
it's really it tells you where you stand in a company when all that's happening. I haven't gotten a text in like an hour.
Well,
not saying I need to. I'm just saying it's
I'll trade you.
Stand. No, I'm good. Thanks. I'm good. I'll be here at 8 in the morning. I'm sure. So.
Okay. He says I can start the Open anytime.
There you go.
All
State Championship Volleyball on the way to you next, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your day. Have an amazing day. Come on out for Veterans Day.
Yes.
Celebrate. We'd love to see you. Enjoy Goddard Rocket Playoff Volleyball on right now.
So you get set for the action.
Welcome to Goddard Rocket Volleyball on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and online at ksvptv.com. Sports on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and
Business Notions. Our business is making your business look good. 625-28